Y'all done had trouble with that season. They had to send us a whole new round. Right before the first game, they had an overnight there. Our AD was about to tell them, if you don't give me a round, I'm sending you shit back.
American Lily Walker. Sophomore Tatum Wood. Junior cheerleader Ashley Medina. Lila played by sophomore All-American Tracy Aldama. Cheerleaders are led by head coach Eric Todd. The cheerleader of the week is Lily Walker. The cheerleaders will now perform the cheer to this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ennis, Texas, as we get ready for the Greenville Lions to take on the Ennis Lions in this district battle. Greenville comes into this matchup with an 0-5 record, while Ennis has a record of 1-4. Both Ennis and Greenville are coming off of a bye week, but a loss before the bye week as well. Both these teams have been struggling this season. However, for Greenville, it has been more on the offensive side of the ball, while for Ennis, sorry folks, thought it might be the national anthem, but we're good. While for Ennis, it has been on the defensive side of the ball. Archer, with both of these teams coming off of a bye week, what do you think is the secret to Greenville getting a good start in this game?
I think there's going to be two key factors on each side of the ball. I think the running back trio that the Lions have formed with Daniel Renner, Jaden Johnson, and Tobias Abram, I think they're going to make a key difference in this game. as they've all seemed to work well within each other, bouncing off from play one to play two. And then I think the defensive backs are going to make a big night tonight because they are a pass-heavy offense, these Ennis Lions, and I think they're going to be targeted quite a bit, but I think they can come up to the challenge.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right, especially if we can get the likes of like Mark Dumas and Daniel Renner to show up big for the Lions in the secondary. When we look back at the Ennis team, looking at the offensive side of the ball for them, they're definitely not short on scoring, as we kind of mentioned. They're averaging about 28 points a game. Ennis's offense is led by Xander Hinton, the junior quarterback, and he is averaging about 208 yards a game and has 10 touchdowns on the season. His leading receiver is Grayson Harris, the senior wideout, is averaging about 104 yards a game with 5 touchdowns on the season. So when you look at Harris, that Harris-Hinton combination is pretty much about half of their offense on the year. Archer, after looking at this offense for Ennis, what's the Lions' secret to shutting them down?
I think apart from the DBs, as I previously mentioned, I think I'd like to see the Lions get to the quarterback a lot more often. I think able to put him down, at least make him throw some quick short as he normally does.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, and maybe we'll see the Lions bring a few extra blitzers of Cody Waldrop or Jaden Johnson, maybe even see Jamorion Hamilton get back there some as we have in previous games. And that's definitely something they need to look at to try to get going early and often. As we look towards Ennis's defense, they are led by senior linebacker Cash Hendricks. Hendricks is leading the Ennis defense with nearly 10 tackles a game. However, despite Hendricks' best efforts, the Ennis's defense has given up nearly 50 points a game. So the Lions definitely maybe have a little bit of a cushion to go with, but don't need to take advantage of that by any means. Archer, what do you think the Lions need to do to take advantage of this Ennis defense and jump ahead early?
I think, Bentley, if the Lions spread the field out, I think if we're getting to all surfaces of the field, the Ennis Lions, they have a linebacker, Cash Hendricks, who's been making a lot of tackles on the season. So I feel like if we stay out of the middle of the field and we get towards the outside, towards the sidelines, I think we'll be able to make a bunch of big plays tonight.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right. And when we look back kind of a little bit more in depth at Ennis's defense, they have a gentleman by the last name of Tarrant who has an interception on the season, as well as is their second leading tackler per game. And we noticed this before the game started that he is in street clothes tonight, and so I presume will not be playing. And so they're losing their second best defensive player, you could say, and so that might be big for the Lions to try to exploit that, as he does play defensive back.
I'd agree with you there, but I'm sure somebody else is going to be willing to step up to that challenge. And like you said, I hope we can target that player and make them make a mistake, as they tend to do when they're a backup.
Yeah, I think you're right. Don't want to go after the guys that are comfortable. Go after the guy that might not be quite as comfortable. So we're going to take a break here and hear from GEUS, and then we'll be back with the starting lineups after this word from GEUS.
At GEUS, we're proud of our competitive electric rates. And if you want to save even more, think about changing your thermostat by 4 degrees on some of the hottest or coldest days of the year. We call it 4 degrees of savings, and it's one way you can save money so you can have more nights out, more ice cream cones, and more fun with your family. GEUS, hometown service, world-class reliability.
And welcome back here to Ennis, Texas. As promised before, we're going to get started underway with the starting lineup, and the offense will be first. So looking at the tight end position for Greenville tonight, we have junior number 22, Damian Bankston. At H-back, we have junior number 12, Ethan Brand. At quarterback, we have, as of right now, number 9, Phoenix Rodriguez, the freshman, but that is a game-time decision, so if he doesn't start, it will be number 10, Bryson Sanders. At running back, we have number 0, Daniel Renner, and the 2 wideouts for Greenville today will be number 2, Caleb Hale, the senior, as well as number 1, Aiden Lewis, also a senior. Up front for the Lions, the big guys are number 77, sophomore Levi Davenport, number 69, senior Victor Osornio, number 55, senior Nicholas Just, number 54, senior Braden Maps, as well as number 60, junior Mario Valentine. Archer, what's it looking like for the Lions on defense?
All right, so our guys down lower tonight are going to be Cash Garcia, the junior, the sophomore LeGarren Savage, and the junior Makai McEwen. And out wide, it looks like our corners are going to be Mark Dumas and Daniel Renner starting at corner tonight. And then safeties are Jeremiah Brown, Caleb Yost, and Aiden Lewis. And then in the linebacker trio, we'll see 2 seniors and a junior, Jaden Johnson, Cody Waldrop, and Jamorian Hamilton.
Yeah, and looking at this team, the Lions are without number 7 Reagan Goggins tonight, and he is a big piece for this Lions defense. But hopefully, with the addition of having Caleb Yost back tonight, and then of course the Dumas and Renner, the Lions will be able to hold it down without him. So we just saw both Lions teams come onto the field as we are getting ready here for the captains to meet at midfield. The captains for the Lions are number 1, Aiden Lewis, number 16, Caleb Yost, number 18, Jamorion Hamilton, and number 55, Nicholas Just. We don't have the captains at this second for the Ennis Lions, but we'll get those as they start going out to midfield here and getting ready for the coin toss. And folks, we're going to go ahead and stand up here and get ready for the national anthem.
And all others to remove your hat and place your right hand over your heart. National anthem will be performed tonight by the EHS band under the direction of David Ingram.
And welcome back after that beautiful rendition of the national anthem by the Ennis High School Band. We do have those captains for you for Ennis. They are number 0, Grayson Harris, number 56, Bryce Beats, number 44, Cash Hendricks, and number 62, Braylon Lambert. Archer, with just waiting on the coin toss before we get to kickoff, what are we looking at temperature-wise before this game?
Well, my weather channel is telling me that it is 84 degrees and sunny. However, not quite sunny anymore, but 84 degrees, it's nice weather to play a football game in, and it's only expected to get cooler tonight as the game goes on.
Yeah, it's definitely good. Definitely better than that 90-degree weather from earlier in the season, and I know the guys will take it as I'm enjoying this cooler weather, so I can imagine they are too, being down there in pads and playing football. So.
Yeah, you know, when it gets real cold, you never want to be bundled up because every tackle hurts more, and that's just something as these linebackers and DBs are making a lot of tackles, it just starts stinging, and then you don't want to play anymore.
That makes sense. That makes sense too. So maybe something in the 70s to 80s is perfect, but we get down into like the 50s and we're not so good.
All right. It looks like Greenville Lions have won the coin toss and deferred, so the Ennis Lions will take over on the ball first. as the Greenville Lions, Josh Rojas will kick off the ball to start this game tonight.
Yeah, and I think that's a good decision there by the Lions. Hopefully they'll be in a position where at halftime it's a real close game and they can either use that start in the second half to jump ahead further or use it to make up some ground. So the Greenville Lions tonight are in red pants with white jerseys and red numerals as well as white helmets, while the Ennis Lions are in maroon jerseys with white pants, white helmets, and white numerals. So both uniforms pretty easy to read, and hopefully we'll be able to see these numbers to call out and get it going pretty easy here.
Happy to see no color matching like normally there is with the slightly same colored reds and whites, so this should be an easy one for us tonight, Bentley.
I definitely agree. So Rojas sets his tee up at the 40-yard line, getting ready to get it all set up and kick it away, as that looks to be number 9, Jamarquez Varsity, and number 5, Wendarius Jones, back to receive for the Ennis Lions.
Yeah, and it looks like Rojas has got 4 to the right and 6 to the left. So, in my mind, I picture this ball going to the left. However, he looks like he's lining up to kick it to the right.
Rojas checking with his guys. Goes up, kick is up, and it is to the right. It's a pop-over kick, and it's fair caught at the 40 by number 16, Keaton Orta. So we will see the Ennis offense led by number 11, Xander Hinton, get out here and start with some pretty good field position.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, it looks like Dumas and Renner are out starting corners, and Jeremiah Brown's back deep for the Lions, so looks like a no-fly zone to me tonight.
Yeah, a little bit of a different look there having Jeremiah Brown, as we don't see him every week, but definitely good player there. Hinton takes the snap, rolls to his right, decides to keep it on his own. He's got some room, gets out to about the 42-yard line or so before being taken down.
Yeah, taken down by number 1, that is Aiden Lewis, captain for this team, big-time, big-name senior here, making a play early on this game to save a touchdown, honestly, on that play.
Excuse me, I apologize. That was not Hinton. That was number 0, Grayson Harris. So the wideout that we're seeing taking some snaps here, hands it off to number 9, gets around the edge, gets out to about the 15, and there's nobody left between him and the end zone, as that is number 9, Farsi, into the end zone for an Ennis touchdown to get us started early here.
Yeah, real early. 2 plays, 29 seconds for the Ennis Lions to knock one down.
Yeah, and I think that's something that the Lions weren't quite expecting and maybe didn't quite know what to do, seeing somebody different come in at quarterback than what they were expecting to see.
And it looks like this is a common occurrence maybe in the high school game where they kind of fake like a 2-point conversion and then they go out for the kick. As number 28, I believe, Jax Bishop is out there to kick, the senior.
Bishop's kick is up, and it's good. Makes the score Ennis Lions 7, Greenville Lions 0, as Greenville's going to get the ball back here and or get the ball for the first time here and hopefully get something going. As we see the Ennis Spirit team, I guess you could say, running the length of the field after that touchdown.
Yeah, they even got some young guys in that. Maybe some coaches' kids or something like that.
Something. And that one guy, he's trying to keep up, but he's just a little bit slower than those older guys. Reasonably so, he's about half their size. But
yeah, those little legs don't move quite as fast.
so we see both sides talking it over with their coaches here, figuring out what their game plan is, and now we see Greenville break first come out here as they send number 2, Caleb Hale, as well as number 0, Daniel Renner, back to the 20 to receive the kick.
Number 0, Daniel Renner, and number 2, Caleb Hill. Set to kick it off for Ennis, number 28, Jax Bishop.
And they've got a very strange kickoff approach, the Ennis Lions do, is maybe they'll break out, but weird starting setup for them.
Yeah, definitely different. Definitely not something you see very often.
Short walk up for Bishop.
Bishop's kick is up, and it's back to about the 30 as it takes a Greenville bounce, and it looks like Ennis may have jumped on that. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but I guess somebody from Greenville got a little too close and touched it, and Ennis was able to jump on it, as they're going to call that Ennis's ball.
Yeah, well, after 10 yards, it's anybody's game from there on. So, heads-up play by the Ennis Lions. Looked like number 22. That is Jalen Kidd, a junior defensive back, made a big-time play. Probably going to earn himself a few more minutes this game.
Yeah, probably. So we see number 0, Grayson Harris, back in at quarterback, as we have yet to see Hinton get in the game. Harris takes the snap, fakes the handoff to his running back, keeps it, goes to the left, and is taken down at about the 25-yard line by a whole pride of Lions.
Yeah, it looked like the first one to make contact was number 33, Cody Waldrop for the Lions. As you said, the rest of them came right up after him and hit him.
Yeah, I've known Cody for a while, and talking to him, he's a good guy, and he's got a lot of definitely trying to be a leader for this Lions defense. So we see Harris roll to his left. He's got a little bit of time. He finds his man, but it's just a little high, as that was intended for number 2, McGowan, and it bounced off his fingertips and for an incomplete pass.
Yeah, quarterback was facing a lot of pressure there from the Lions, as number 9 picked up his block in the backfield, and number 2 was open just until Daniel Renner covered the ground and stopped him from catching that one.
Yeah, so good play there by Greenville's defense to force a 3rd and 4 here for Ennis. Harris joined in the backfield by 2 guys. Takes the snap, fakes the pitch to his left, rolls to his right. Gets up there. We're not quite sure if it's for a first down, but it'll be really close.
Yeah, that's a big-time stop from Jeremiah Brown right there, number 15, the junior, I believe, who, as you mentioned, we haven't seen a lot of this season, but it seems like he's been making a bunch of big plays already to start this game out.
Yeah, it's something interesting about Jeremiah. When he gets in, he definitely typically seems to do something good. So we see Ennis setting up here with an interesting play as they do a direct snap to Kingston Parker, number 42, and he's going to roll to the left and pick up the first down without really any trouble.
Yeah, you never know what to expect on 4th and short. Weird setup from the Ennis Lions, but almost a good play turned bad as he stumbled just barely after making the first down.
Yeah, so it brings up 1st and 10 here for Ennis from the Lions' 20-yard line. Harris joined in the backfield by 3 running backs. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking to his left. He's got a man cutting across the field, and that is an Ennis touchdown, as that is a Harris to McGowan connection, despite the best effort of the Greenville defender.
Yeah, and that's just another quick drive from the Ennis Lions. They're attacking the Lions where they can, and that drive was a few plays for only 2 minutes of time off the clock, so quick start for the Ennis Lions tonight.
Yeah, Ennis has scored twice here in a little over 2 minutes. Excuse me, a little over 3 minutes.
As Bishop goes out to take the point after attempt, and almost blocked by Renner, however, it is good.
It brings the score to the Ennis Lions 14, Greenville Lions 0. And talking about Renner almost getting there, that's something about him. He gets there or is right there fairly often, and that's something good to see, and just a testament to just how fast Renner is able to get around the edge and try to block those kicks.
Yeah, funnily enough, I almost think that the starting quarterback, Grayson Harris, was holding that point after attempt for the Ennis Lions. So something you don't really see quite often is you don't want to kick that quarterback's fingers off.
Yeah, no, I agree. I noticed that too, and I thought that was kind of odd, but maybe it has something to do with the fact that typically Hinton is their starter and they're just trying something new but didn't want to mess up the hold. Archer is the kicker. I guess it's pretty big if you change holders, and they had to do it a little bit differently.
Yeah, in my time, I was kicking off of the starting quarterback's fingers once, and it scared me more than it scared him, and I started missing a few more kicks than I normally would have. So I completely understand if that's what's going through his mind right now.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. You don't want to injure somebody that is. I mean, obviously everybody's crucial to the team, but you don't want to injure somebody that's out there making plays every drive.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're talking about zero. Hinton looks to be dressed up for this game tonight. So I wonder if this is just something they've done for this game or for a while now.
Yeah, I really don't know. You know, you look at Hinton, he is a senior, or Harris is a senior while Hinton is a junior, so maybe it's something to do with homecoming and being homecoming tonight and all that, but who knows? We may see Hinton get in a little bit later. Bishop's kick is up, and it's a pretty good one. Going to go out to about the 25-yard line as it's fair caught by Bankston.
Yeah, good. I think in his mind this time was, all right, nobody else is getting this one but me because we saw what happened last time.
Yeah, I think that was a good call there. So 25-yard line, pretty good starting place for the Lions. This is, like we said, the first drive of seeing Greenville's offense, so we will see who the starting quarterback is tonight, as they all have their own advantages. But it is Phoenix Rodriguez, which is a good sign, as Rodriguez, the freshman, has missed a few weeks due to injury, but having that bye week last week definitely helped.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got 3 receivers out, so maybe an early pass for the Lions as we're down 14-0.
Bet we see something like that. Rodriguez drops back. He's got a little bit of pressure, but he has some room and throws to Renner, but it's a little bit high as he was under quite a bit of pressure there.
Yeah, he looked to be defended by number 6 and number 5 out there for the Ennis Lions, which are Jamarian Wofford and Wendarius Jones, a junior and a senior for this Ennis defense.
Yeah, and it's good to see Rodriguez back in there because having him in there, it changes a little bit for the offense for the Lions. As he's a little bit of a better passer than Sanders as well as Brand too. So hands it off to Renner. Renner tries to get around the edge, but is quickly met by an Ennis defender for a loss there.
Yeah, number 25, Zay Jones, the senior defensive back, just read that one like a book and came right off the edge ready for Renner.
Yeah, and they're going to take that back. Looks like 1 yard here and bring up 3rd and 11 for Greenville. Rodriguez looks to his right to get the play.
Yeah, and we may see a desperation pass to get this 11 yards rather than having to punt and give the Ennis team a chance to go up 21-0 early in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think we're definitely looking at a pass situation here as he puts Brand in motion. He decides to run, keep it himself, and he slides and gets down. It might be for the first down. We'll have to see. It's really close if it's not. Looks like they're going to go ahead and call it 4th and short, about a yard. So, possibility of a flag there as he got hit kind of close, but no flag on the play. So bring up 4th and 1 here for the Lions as they looks like they're going to stick out there and go for it.
Yeah, and I'd expect a run here from the Lions.
And you're right, he hands it off to Renner, and Renner looks like he's going to be maybe able to get the first there as they are going to go ahead and move the chains, and almost looked like it could have possibly been some kind of horse collar tackle there or something as he kind of jerked back, but no flag, and bring up 1st and 10 here for the Lions from the 38-yard line.
Yeah, it's pretty good play calling so far from the Lions on offense as we're moving slowly but surely here in the first quarter.
Rodriguez takes the snap, hands it off to Renner. It's a multiple flip. Rodriguez gets the ball back and throws it out of bounds as there was I think Renner flipped it to, it looked like Hale as he was getting hit, and then Hale was about to get hit, so he flipped it back to Rodriguez, and it was a little high, but Rodriguez was able to get rid of it before it was anything bad.
Yeah, I mean, I like the play call. I like to get out there and show some trickery and move down the field. However, just a busted play that was saved luckily by a heads-up play by Rodriguez throwing the ball out of bounds to kind of just end that one and start free the next one.
Yeah, I liked it too. I maybe try something like that again, just maybe try to spread it out a little bit more, something along those lines. So
yeah, it's hard doing that on a short side of the field like they are right now, so maybe doing that on the opposite side would work next time.
I agree. Bring up 2nd and 10 here for the Lions from the 38-yard line. Rodriguez puts a man in motion, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Renner. He's got his man downfield, and it's a fumble, but it's quickly picked up by Hale as that looks like it's going to be maybe good enough for a first down here.
Yeah, Hale completely lost his man. His man was looking at the Greenville sideline, thinking he ran off the field, and he was right down the middle before he fumbled the ball, looking for the end zone.
Yeah, so it'll bring up 1st and 10 here from Greenville's 48-yard line, as Greenville's moving the ball pretty well here to start the game.
Yeah, I'm liking it a lot here.
Rodriguez takes the snap, hands it off to Renner. Renner tries to get around the left side, but is quickly met by a bunch of Ennis Lions.
Yeah, that was a rough handoff. It seemed like Rodriguez wanted that one, but Renner saw something that Rodriguez didn't, and he'll lose one on that play.
So bring up 2nd and 11 for Greenville. And that was, Renner can get around the edge. He's going to be somebody that's hard to stop, but that hole closed extremely quickly and wasn't able to get anything going. Rodriguez takes the snap, drops back, rolls to his right. Hit a throw for Hale, but that was a little bit off target and nearly picked off, but luckily was not.
Yeah, he had a few guys looking kind of open that play as Bankston and Renner were both making their runs, but he saw Hale that was less guarded than the other two and just barely missed him, as that'll bring up 3rd down and very long for these Lions tonight.
Yeah, not an easy pass there at all, as he was kind of throwing a little bit across his body because he went to the right, but Hale was a little bit more to the left. So bring up 3rd and 11 here for the Lions. Rodriguez takes the snap, looks to his right, and he throws it in the direction of Hale, but Hale didn't get his head around quite at the right time. Not everybody was on the same page there, so that's going to bring up 4th and 11 for the Lions, and we're going to see the punting unit here.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got another new punter this week as Josh Rojas trots on the field. The Greenville Lions kicker has switched his position over to punter for the week, it seems. And we've had some punting struggles in the past few weeks, so hopefully Rojas can get, maybe just an average punt will do for these Lions right now to keep the momentum going in their favor.
Yeah, they may be doing something like this too. This is Caleb Yost's first week back, and he typically does a lot of punting for the Lions, but after being back for the first week from injury, maybe letting Rojas get some snaps. So Rojas's punt is up, and it's a good one, as that's going to get back to about the 15-yard line. Maybe they may call it the 16, so a really good punt there by Rojas.
Yeah, the height was really impressive there from him, and it allowed the Lions to be right in his face before he caught the ball, and there was no other option than to fair catch that one. So really good play calling and really good picking from the Lions coaches on who to have there in the backfield.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Archer is a kicker who also punted a little bit here and there. How does your approach kind of change when it goes from kicking to punting?
It's just completely different. I mean, there's no words for it. You got 2 different ways of kicking that ball, and you just hope you don't mess up and drop the ball is my thing.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. So we see Harris come out, standing at the 10-yard line, puts a man in motion, fakes the handoff, rolls to his left, keeps it himself. He's got some room, it looks like he picks up the 1st down, and then is quickly forced out of bounds by Greenville's defense.
Yeah, and it looked like Caleb Yost was the man on that play. Just, not making the tackle, but just making him run out of bounds, rather, to bring up this 1st down and 10 from their own 27-yard line.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting as Harris was in the backfield by himself, but then brought a man over and made things a little interesting. So Harris fakes the pitch to his right, goes to his left, but that hole is swallowed up immediately as he's taken down for a big loss by multiple Lions.
Yeah, it looked like 66 for the Lions. Mekhi McEwen closed the gap, and Cody Waldrop made the play on the quarterback there to drop him back. Seems like 5 yards. So a good play by the Lions defense is hopefully they can keep that up and make a few more stops and get a punt.
Yeah, so they're going to call it for 2nd and 14 here for Ennis. It's looking like a passing situation. Harris drops back, rolls to his right, makes one man miss, keeps it, gets past the line of scrimmage, and it looks like maybe he's back up to the original play line. Got a yard, so it looks like he got 2 yards. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 8, 3rd and long for Ennis.
Yeah, and that was 15 and 16. Jeremiah Brown and Caleb Yost that both kind of hit him at the same time and stopped him short. As we see the quarterback in the backfield with just one defensive back as the Lions look at a heavy front line.
Harris takes the snap, rolls to his left. He's looking. And it looks like he did make that catch inbounds. That'll bring up another fresh set of downs for Ennis as that picks up first.
Yeah, and that seems to be his favorite target right now. That's number 2, Lamarian McGowan, on another reception.
Harris hands it off to his running back. That's number 9, Varsity, who gets all the way out to about the 45-yard line.
And he is very quick and speedy. He broke like 4 tackles on that play before he was slammed down to the ground by the Greenville defense. Aiden Lewis with a big man play.
We're looking at 2nd and 4 here for Ennis. Harris takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking to his left. He's got his man downfield. It's a big throw, and it's completed for a huge gain, as that's going to flip the field and bring him all the way down to the Greenville 21-yard line.
I want to say that's Bryson Sanders in coverage back there, number 10 on defense for the Lions, as we see who was our quarterback last week playing defense this week, trying to make his name anywhere he can.
Yeah, so Ennis is looking at 1st and 10 here from Greenville's 20. Hands it off to his running back. That's for C. Looks like Farsi gets back down to about the 15-yard line. So pick up a 5 here.
Taken down by multiple Lions, but I believe first one on the scene was number 16, Caleb Yost again, so making a bunch of big plays in his debut again tonight.
Harris puts a man in motion, takes the snap, hands it off to number 12, and he gets around the edge and is taken down, it looks like at the 1-yard line. That was Kylan Johnson with a big run there.
Yeah, and it looked like Daniel Renner made that touchdown-saving play as the Ennis Lions rush on number 42 again, who we last saw on the 4th and short, to possibly punch this one in again. Kingston Parker.
Yeah, I think Greenville definitely needs to stack the line here, and looks like they're going to definitely go to the left. They're going to go to the right. They set it up false to try and draw everybody to the left, and then went to the right, and he went in pretty much untouched.
And as mentioned, that was Kingston Parker on the touchdown there for the Ennis Lions, as he celebrates pretty heavily, and number 28, Jax Bishop, comes on for the extra point attempt.
Yeah, and when you see Parker come on, I don't think there's really any reason to put anybody out on the edge, because I definitely don't think we're going to see a pass from him. So Bishop's kick is up, and it's good, making the score. Ennis Lions 21, Greenville Lions 0, with 3.5 minutes left in the first. Matthew, how do you feel about a break? We'll be back after this word from GEUS.
Welcome to the heart of our community, where moments are made and the people power dreams. GEUS is your hometown, nationally recognized, reliable public power provider. Our dedicated team works around the clock to ensure you have power when you need it. We're not just a utility, we're your neighbors and your friends. Have a question? Need support? We're here, right down the street, ready to help. GEUS, the power that keeps your hometown glowing. Reliable, local, and committed to you. Visit us online at GEUS.org or call us today at 903-457-2800.
And welcome back here to Ennis, Texas, as it is dark now. Obviously, we were getting close whenever games started, but it is definitely dark outside now, as Greenville is looking to get something going here after falling behind early in this game. A lot of time left on the clock here, but they're in a 3-touchdown deficit, so they got to get something going soon. The kick is up by Bishop, and it's a pretty good kick, as it's going to go out to the 20 and be picked up by Hale. Hale makes a few guys miss and gets all the way out to about the 30, as that could have gotten real dangerous, as it took a bounce and hit Hale in the hand, but thankfully he was able to corral it and pick up 10 yards.
Yeah, and personally, I'd like to see the Lions catching the ball on the kickoffs, because I get a little nervous every time that ball starts bouncing on the ground, because you never know which way it's going to go. So hopefully something they're working on, because we have seen that a bunch this season from the Greenville Lions.
Yeah, I definitely agree. You never know which way it's going to go or who it might ping pong off of, and that wouldn't be good if it hit a Lions player and Ennis recovered it. So we see Phoenix back in here, man in his offense. Second drive of the game. And puts a man in motion. Rodriguez takes the snap, hands it off to his running back. I believe that may be Abram. Nope, it's Johnson. Excuse me.
And that'll be Johnson's first carry of the game for the Greenville Lions tonight, as he picks up about 3 on that play.
Yeah, so bring up 2nd and 7 here for the Lions. And I like to see them get Johnson involved early in these games because we saw Johnson, he was a big part of that Lions offense in the run game last year. And so I really enjoy getting to see him run the ball again. And because when he finds a hole, he's hard to stop. So, Rodriguez moves Johnson over to his right, fakes the handoff, looks to his right. He's got his man. That's Lewis, I believe. And that is good for a Lions first down.
Yeah, and it looks like he was pushed out by number 5 on the Ennis Lions defense, Wendarius Jones. And as you previously mentioned about Jaden Johnson, I love to see him on the offense, but he is such a playmaker on that defense. I'm sure he's getting drained from being on that defense a lot.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's a big part of that linebacker core for the Lions. So Rodriguez talks it over with his lineman, drops back to about the 38-yard line, puts a man in motion, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right. He's got a lot of pressure on him. He finds his man. That's Johnson. And that's going to be a pickup of about 2, it looks like, on the play. So maybe 3. So good pickup there by the Lions as bring up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and I like to see that kind of patience from Rodriguez. His men down the field were covered up, but he took his chance. He ran back a little bit and found Johnson wide open for a few yards.
Yeah, and definitely good to see is he had like 5 Ennis defenders on him. So after getting lit up in his last time on the field before this game, I could see him getting a little nervous, but he kept his composure there. So he hands it off to Johnson. Johnson gets around the edge, picks up about 2 or so before being taken down.
Yeah, and there's no telling who made that first contact right there on the Ennis defense, as it was a big bunch of them. But it picks up about a yard as the Lions will have 3rd and 7 to try and continue this drive.
Yeah, definitely probably 5 or 6 Ennis players on the tackle there. So probably looking at a passing situation here for the Lions as it's 3rd and 6 here. And Rodriguez moves Johnson to his right, takes the snap, looks to his right. He's got Lewis, and that's going to be a Lions first down as Lewis made the catch and with plenty of ground, but then was able to pick up a couple more yards for going out of bounds.
Yeah, it seems like they're liking this little quick pass, quick flip right out to Lewis on the right side on the Greenville sideline. Seems like the play to be right now as they can't seem to cover it. Maybe that's the backup covering for Catravius Tarrant, who's injured for the Ennis defense.
Yeah, and definitely interesting for the Lions is early in the season, we didn't really see Lewis play much on the offensive side. He was mostly playing in the defensive back position. So Rodriguez rolls to his right. He's under pressure. He throws it, and it is picked off by Ennis. We'll see if we can get that number on who picked it off, but was taken down at about the Ennis 40. And I think it was maybe 44. Cash Hendricks. So not really any surprise there as Hendricks is a big player, but definitely probably a result of Rodriguez being under quite a bit of pressure there.
Yeah, it looked like they broke right through the offensive line. 55 from the Lions was chasing his man back towards Rodriguez as he really had nothing to do but throw that ball. Maybe possibly could have thrown it away, but ended up throwing it to Mr. Hendricks on the Ennis defense.
Yeah, and that's something, when you're under pressure and you're just trying to make something happen, unfortunately those things happen. So. Yeah, and I think it was probably an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Ennis there that drove them back a little bit. So they'll be starting from their own 24-yard line.
Yeah, it's kind of like a hidden gem right there for the Lions. It makes them feel a little bit better about that as they'll start this drive a little far back in their own field.
Grayson Harris takes the snap, rolls to his right. He's got some time. He's under pressure. Makes a man miss, and he ends up picking up about 6 there as he's able to juke around 3 Greenville defenders and get out of bounds.
Yeah, a lot of shaking and shimmying from number 0 right there, Grayson Harris, as he didn't make it quite down the field as much as he probably would have liked, but picked up a nice 6 yards as that'll bring up 2nd and short.
Yeah, so Harris standing at his own 26-yard line, takes the snap, hands it off to his running back. That's Varsity. And Varsy's going to pick up the first down there and more.
Met by Aiden Lewis and Caleb GEUS, 2 of the key defenders on our team. I believe 2 of the captains as well, if I'm not mistaken. So big players making big plays for the Greenville Lions.
And I apologize, that was Wendarius Jones. So Harris throws to his left, but it is quickly broken up by Renner, as Renner got there about the same time as the ball and was able to keep that from being a connection.
Yeah, Renner must have been watching film because he was ready for that one as he went for the tackle, almost could have had the interception, and that'll bring up the second quarter as the first quarter comes to an end.
Yeah, so we're going to take a break here, and we'll be back with the second quarter after this word from GEUS.
Welcome to the heart of our community, where moments are made and the people power dreams. GEUS is your hometown, nationally recognized, reliable public power provider. Our dedicated team works around the clock to ensure you have power when you need it. We're not just a utility, we're your neighbors and your friends. Have a question? Need support? We're here, right down the street, ready to help. GEUS, the power that keeps your hometown glowing. Reliable, local, and committed to you. Visit us online at GEUS.org or call us today at 903-457-2800.
And we're back here with second quarter action, it looks like, possibly. Not 100% sure yet. They're talking things over here as they may be adding 5 seconds to the clock, and so we may have 5 more seconds left of first quarter football here.
Yeah, and you never really know up in these press boxes, but it does look like all the coaches and referees down on the field are yelling up towards the main press box saying, hey, fix our clock. They had 10 seconds on the clock.
10 seconds here. Okay, so Ennis has the ball. It's 2nd down and 10 from the Ennis 38-yard line with 10 seconds left in the first quarter. And Harris takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks to his left. He's under a lot of pressure by Waldrop. He rolls, makes some ground on his own, and can't seem to be taken down as he ends up all the way on the other side of the line, on the other side of the field, all the way out to about the Greenville 44 or so, after breaking about 6 or 7 tackles, it looked like.
Yeah, that was a crazy play from number 0 right there, Grayson Harris, as they seem to have a few of these shifty type players on their team, as Harris is kind of feeling that one on the middle of the field.
Yeah, and definitely understandably so, is like I said earlier, he just kind of ping-ponged off of everybody and was able to eventually be taken down, but not before getting banged up here. So that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. But we're not going to take a break here because we took a break earlier because we thought it was the end of the first quarter. But we see the trainers out there keeping everybody hydrated, and while it's not 95 degrees, that's definitely still important, as we'd hate to see people start coming up with cramps and things like that.
Indeed, and you always like to see the trainers of each team handing out some waters to the referees so they can also stay hydrated, because we don't want to see any of them go down with cramps either.
Yeah, it's probably not as likely as the football players, but you never know. It could still happen, so good that they're keeping those guys hydrated and everything. So we're going to see them, of course, swap ends of the field here as they get ready for some second quarter football. Not much wind, a little bit, as we see the flag moving just a little, but nothing too crazy. Of course, as I say that, it starts picking up and holding in the air pretty well. So.
Yeah, I was thinking that looks like a pretty good win to me, Bentley.
Well, all right, so we see Harris messing with his helmet a little bit as he's getting ready to take the snap here to start us off in the second quarter of football. Takes the snap, hands it off to his running back. That's Varsity. Varsity gets around and Sees a whole opening there and gets all the way about to the 23-yard line before being taken down.
Made it to the 23 and was tackled by number 23, Jaden Johnson, on the defense right there. As Varsity just makes another super quick, speedy play as he's been doing this whole game. And that'll bring up 1st and 10 from the Lions' 24-yard line.
Yeah, so like we said earlier, get to see Johnson get in a lot on the defensive side of the ball. Harrison takes the snap, fakes the pitch, rolls to his right, is quickly met by a whole crowd of Lions defenders, but breaks free and is taken down, it looks like, for no gain. And going to be a flag on the play.
Yeah, and it definitely looks like a penalty on the offense as number 2, Lamarian McGowan, was just completely on top and throwing Mark Dumas around on the floor, and it was probably a little excessive from him, as that'll probably push him back 15 yards.
Yeah, definitely, and you could see the Ennis head coach there kind of fired up and not too happy about that, which understandably so, it happened right in front of him, and not what you want to see your team doing. So, because what ended up being what was a no gain or maybe a loss of 1 is now going to take them back another 15.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to see as a head coach, as we'll soon see these referees step that ball back to where it should be placed.
Yeah, everybody just kind of standing around figuring it out exactly what's going to happen here right now. And here they go with the walk-off, or rather jog-off. They're going to take them all the way back to the Greenville 39-yard line. So, big walk-off there of 15.
Yeah, but that brings up a long way to go for these Ennis Lions, as we're probably expecting a pass from them on this down.
Yeah, I definitely think so. We're looking at 2nd and 25 here, as it is a pass, a short pass, but a pass, and pickup of about 4 or so.
Yeah, right to the guy that made the mistake, which as a coach, I wouldn't quite expect to throw it to the guy that just made me a little mad, but to each their own, as that brings up 3rd down, and it seems to be about 21.
Yeah, 3rd and 21 here, so I definitely think we're looking at a pass and probably sending, well, they are going to send everybody out and probably sending everybody way downfield. Maybe one guy down low in case they need a relief valve, but...
Yeah, empty backfield for the quarterback here as he's looking to the right and takes it himself.
Harris runs up the middle, and he's got him some space, but is stopped by Greenville at the Greenville 18 or 19-yard line. So a big pickup there, but not enough, as they're still going to be about 6 yards short or so.
Yeah, in pregame we did see their kicker, Bishop, out there kicking some pretty deep field goals. So as they're up 21-0, we may see a field goal coming up after some communication from the coaches.
Yeah, it's 4th and 6 here, and looks like they are going to go ahead and keep the offense on the field. As Harris, maybe not. As Harris looks like he's trying to maybe get Greenville to jump, so they're probably going to run the clock down a little bit, maybe call a timeout and kick a field goal.
And Bishop is running on the sideline, or running off the sideline, pardon me, getting ready for this play.
Exactly what they're doing. Going to run it down, call a timeout, and we're going to see them kick a field goal here in just a second. Both sides getting some water, talking it over. Greenville figuring out where exactly to set Renner up to give him the best shot of blocking it. We're going to take a break here and be back after this word from GEUS.
For more than a year now, the GEUS Roundup program has helped neighbors in need by you giving just a little. We still need your help to help those who need it, and there are 3 ways you can choose to participate. 1. Commit to rounding up your bill to the nearest dollar and donating 1 cent to 99 cents per month. 2. Choose a recurring set amount contribution. 3. Choose a one-time set amount contribution. The GEUS Roundup program is easy to participate in and has the ability to make a huge impact on someone else in our community. Your ability to help is the only thing that matters.
And welcome back here as we see Ennis's kicking unit trot onto the field. And I thought they were going for it because I was a little confused because I saw Harris coming out there, but we got to remember Harris is also the holder here. as Bishop sets up for his kick. And Archer, about how long is that kick?
It's looking like a 37-yard field goal to me, as Renner's ready to block this one as per usual.
And Renner gets around the edge but isn't able to block it. The kick is up, and it is good. So 37-yard kick there by the Ennis Lions to bring the score Ennis 24, Greenville 0, with 9 minutes and 47 seconds left to go here in this first half.
Yeah, big play, big kick from Bishop right there, as he's just going to get ready and get this kickoff going for the next drive.
Yeah, and Greenville definitely needing to get something going here, is staring at a pretty big hole here with not much time, or decent amount of time left before halftime. And a reminder, Greenville will receive the second half kickoff, so if they could score something here, maybe get the ball back, score again in this first half, and then they'd have something going.
Yeah, it's definitely not over, and we definitely have opportunity to make it a lot closer, but we've got to start with offense making a few plays in a row, and that seemed to be the struggle tonight, as we'll make some here and there, but never consistently. As the Greenville Lions trot their kicking return team out on the field, and Ennis follows suit with their kickoff team.
Yeah, and we see Greenville drop, of course, two guys back deep, as number 2, Caleb Hale, as well as number 1, Aiden Lewis. And it's a little different. Typically, Whitus is back there, but he is hurt tonight and not playing. Excuse me. It was not number 1, Aiden Lewis. That's number 10, Bryson Sanders, back deep for the Lions.
Yeah, so again, Bryson Sanders in a place we don't normally see him. However, if he's there to make the play and he makes it, then I don't see any problems.
Yeah, and that's definitely something different about high school football. You see people doing a lot of different plays.
And I'm expecting a deep kick here as he kicks it down to the end zone, and that'll be a touchback for the Greenville Lions to start their drive on the 25-yard line.
Yeah, so give the Lions some decent field position here to get us started, as Phoenix is going to lead his offense out and get ready to go here from the 25.
Yeah, and quick change around from the Ennis team, as their defense is ready. They're already on the field and getting set up, as they just want to keep making plays as they have been.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Number 42, Kingston Parker, plays defensive line, and is down as a pretty big name on their defensive line. But we haven't called his name yet there, just on the offensive side running the ball in.
Yeah, with a touchdown this game and probably a few this season. He looks like a big-time player all around.
Rodriguez puts Abram in motion, takes the snap, looks to his right. He's got Lewis downfield, and that's going to be for a first down as he got out to about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, and that was an amazing catch by number 1, Aiden Lewis, right there, as he dragged that one down, but there seems to be some confusion from the referees on the field as he made that catch.
And it looks like they're walking, the chain gang at least is walking it back, like maybe they think he didn't make the catch. But they're going to go ahead and call it as he did. So it's going to put everybody on the sideline into a little bit of a hustle.
Yeah, that seemed clear and obvious to me, as Aiden Lewis just made a big-time play there, as he has been all game and has been all season as well.
Yeah, we see Rodriguez looking to the sideline, getting his play, as they split both Aiden Lewis and Caleb Hale both out to the right. 5 seconds left on the play clock here as Rodriguez puts a man in motion, takes the snap, hands it off to Abram. Abram has got some room, and he gets all the way out to about the 49 or 50-yard line there. So a good pickup there by the Lions, and going to be a Lions first down.
Yeah, and he almost seemed to lose that ball as the Lions look to be in a hurry-up offense as Rodriguez is ready to make this play, and it seems like the same kind of play call right there from the Greenville Lions.
Yeah, and it seems to be working like it did before, too, as Abram's going to get out, and looks like he picks up another first down there.
Yeah, and it seems like they're ready to make some plays, and they're doing it in the right time frame, so hopefully this Greenville team can find this drive all the way into the end zone.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call it a pickup of 9. Bring up 2nd and 1 here, as Greenville's taking a little bit more time. See, same players out on the field. It looks like same formation, too, just flip-flops, so maybe they're going to run the same kind of play, just maybe go a little bit different way on the line.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, if it's working, then why stop?
So Rodriguez puts Hale in motion, fakes the handoff, looking to his left. He's got Abram. Oh, no, he didn't. He had Washington, and that went right through Washington's hands. Bring up 3rd and 1 here.
Yeah, and that's all right because it stops the clock, and 3rd and 1 is very manageable for this Lions offense, is the way they're moving this drive. So, one mistake, it'll be all right. But we got to clean it up as we continue this game down 24-0.
Yeah, especially when you're looking at a really good running back like Abram in the backfield, and you got lots of guys on the line. They can probably pick one up here on the ground. He does hand it off to Abram, and it looks like they're going to stop Abram for no gain.
Yeah, and that looked like you had mentioned earlier, the same kind of play we ran twice in a row, but reverse, as they seem to be ready for that one, and it'll bring up 4th and 2, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like Greenville is definitely going to go for it, as they need as many points as they can get here. So 4th and 2 here for the Lions. As Rodriguez has got his play and is going to relay it to his lineman. Standing back at about the 48-yard line. 4th and 2.
It seems as if Greenville's got an injury, and that'll give them an injury timeout, but it seems like that was a fake injury to me.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what was going on there. We see Abram leave the game, and they bring in Jaden Johnson in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like something we've seen a lot in the college game this year is guys from teams like Ole Miss are just falling down when they need a break, and they get to sub Johnson on with no problems and run this play as their clock was winding down.
Definitely interesting. Rodriguez takes the snap, hands it off to Johnson, and Johnson is able to pick up the first there. As you hand him the ball, he finds a hole and gets you a fresh set of downs.
And I guess whatever trickery the Lions were doing, it seemed to work in their favor this time.
Yeah, we'll see if they try that again later in the game, but I don't know, as they're trying to get anything and everything going they can here.
You'd almost expect a better acting job from the running back there, but...
I mean, he just kind of looked at him, he just all of a sudden was down, but hey, it worked, so see Johnson roll to the right. Now Rodriguez is rolling to the right. He's scrambling, got some room. He's out ahead, and it gets tackled at about the 35 after picking up about 5. So good little run there by Rodriguez.
Yeah, he was feeling pressure that whole time, but made a few moves around some guys and picked up a good amount of yardage to continue this drive with 6 minutes and 20 seconds left before halftime.
Rodriguez joined in the backfield again by H-back as well as running back. Standing at 41, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, pitches it to Hale. Hale tries to get around the edge and is taken down by 3 Ennis Lions for, looks like a loss of about 5.
Yeah, and it seemed as if Rodriguez said, well, I'm not taking this hit, you take it, and gave Hale that one.
Kind of what it looked like. So bring up loss of 4, bring up 3rd and 9 for the Lions. Whatever that injury was for Abram must not have been too serious as he trots back out onto the field.
Yeah, I mean, good to see him back so quick from injury. As hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Rodriguez standing at the 49, takes the snap, looks to his left. He's throwing it downfield, and I don't really know who he was throwing to there, as that ball was way overthrown and fell right into the hands of an Ennis defender for an interception.
Yeah, Jamarian Walford just completely was ready for that one, as he ended up being tackled by his own man, luckily for the Greenville team, as he may have just been able to return that one all the way.
Yeah, so that's going to set Ennis up at the 15-yard line here, bring up 1st and 10 for the Ennis Lions, as we see Harris come out and lead their offense.
And you can only expect that was a busted play. However, who really knows except for the Lions team.
Harris runs to his left. He's got a big hole. Nothing between him and the end zone really other than the guy he's dragging with him. And it's a dog pile here as they push him out to about the 48. So a pickup of about, my math is correct, 33 yards on the play.
I have no clue about your math right there. However, it seems like these referees are taking their time a little bit with these dog pile whistle blows, as they've been able to drag us a few yards every time.
Yeah, definitely letting him get in there and push a little bit. So 4:50 left on the clock here as Harris takes the snap, looks to his right, doesn't see anybody, so he rolls as he's under pressure. He throws downfield. He's got his man, but it's just a little bit wide as that was coverage by Renner.
Yeah, great coverage by Renner right there on number 12. Kylan Johnson, the senior receiver for the Ennis team, who we haven't called this game. Defensive line broke right through. It seemed like a heavy blitz call and gave a lot of pressure on the quarterback, which then led to him making a mistake. So good call from the Lions defensive coaches, as we hope to see that more often.
Yeah, definitely good play there by Greenville's defense. Harris takes the snap, hands off to Varsity. Varsity gets over to the visitor sideline and gets all the way down to about the 25 before being taken down.
Yeah, just barely hawked down by Caleb GEUS, as GEUS was the last player on the Lions to save that one. And that'll bring up first down and 10 from the Greenville Lions' 25-yard line as they attempt to try and make another score before this halftime.
Harris fakes the hands off to Varsity, rolls to his left. He's kind of jogging, got some room, but is quickly slammed down by number 23, Jaden Johnson. And there's a lot of talking going on over on the visitor sideline between the two Lions teams as Renner's helmet is off. Not quite sure what happened there as we were watching the play, but a lot of jawing going on, no doubt.
Yeah, it seems like number 12 was the one attacking Renner. I could only assume happened as Renner's helmet came off because 12 decided to walk right back to his sideline as well.
Yeah, not to say that Renner didn't have any fault in it, but typically you see the guy's helmet come off, and typically the flag goes against the other team, but it doesn't look like there's going to be a flag on this play.
Maybe. There is one on the 5-yard line sitting right now. It's blending right in with the white line, but
I did not even see that, but Archer saw it, and I'm glad he did. So, yeah, definitely going to be a flag on this play. I would presume it's going to go against Ennis, but we'll see here in just a second, as it probably is as Ennis goes ahead and starts walking backwards. We're waiting for the official word, though. Big crowd here tonight in Ennis, Texas. Not too many people from Greenville. Got a few people made the drive, but a lot of people in these stands so far. So we really appreciate any of y'all that weren't able to make the drive tuning in and listening to us tonight and watching this Lions team take on the other Lions team, as that penalty is going to go against Ennis, and that's going to be a big walk back. And definitely working Greenville's favor.
and I want to say there was almost 2 penalties on the Ennis team. However, one got declined for the bigger one to be accepted, I'd assume, as Ennis will then begin this one on the 43-yard line of the Lions.
Yeah, so we're looking at second and about 28. So long way for Ennis to go as they hand it to Farsi, and Farsi sees a hole and is taken down at the 32-yard line. So a pickup of 11 or so. But
Yeah.
still looking at a second or now third and 17.
And that seems to be the common answer for this Ennis team, is giving the ball to Farsi when they need a big play, as we might just expect to see him with it again.
Harris fakes the handoff to Farsi. He's got a man down deep. And that's going to probably be pass interference against Greenville, as it looks like Dumas didn't get his head around. But there's 3 flags on the play, so I don't know if they're all on pass interference or what exactly. We'll figure out that for sure, but I definitely think I saw that.
Yeah, it looked like Dumas definitely had a hand on the Ennis player. However, maybe they both had one and it'll be offsetting. However, I don't believe that's going to be the answer.
We can hope for that, but I'm not 100% sure here. As the refs are talking it over, and it is going to place the ball at the Greenville 17-yard line. So first and 10 for the Greenville 17. As that was pass interference against the Lions.
It's like a high-pressure defense from the Lions here as
Harris hands the ball off to Jones, and Jones picks up about 3 on the play. Called a pickup of 2.
Yeah, and it seems like they're in a kind of quick succession to try and get these points on the board before halftime. As we've mentioned before, Greenville will get the second half kickoff, so maybe that's a little motivation to get another one in.
Yeah, so a tick under 3 minutes here for Ennis as they're trying to get something going. Harris goes to his right and breaks a tackle, gets all the way out to his right. There's nobody between him and the end zone but green grass, and there's a flag on the play, so that's probably going to come back. Probably going to be a holding call on Ennis, but we'll see for sure here in a second, as he had a huge hole. I mean, you could have driven a truck through that hole.
Yeah, I mean, he had the patience, and everybody came in thinking he was in the middle, and he made it right outside, as it is a holding call on the Ennis team, so that play will luckily come back for the Greenville Lions.
Yeah, so we'll definitely take that, as that's going to bring up 2nd and 11 here for the Lions.
Looks like 57's running off the field for number 62 for the Greenville Lions. Maybe 52. Numbers are collided.
Harris takes the snap. He's under pressure, but he throws, and it's picked off by Yost. Yost is going down the visitor's sideline. He's got a little bit of room. He makes the first guy miss. He keeps going, and he's tackled right at about the Greenville 45. So that was a return of, about 43 yards, and there's a flag on the play all the way back at the Greenville 16-yard line.
Maybe this is just a offensive holding call that'll be negated after the play, or maybe a flag behind the play. However, I hope the interception stands for these Greenville Lions, as they can attempt to make a score before halftime.
Yeah, definitely would be big if they can. It does look like Ennis is keeping their offense on the field, though.
The refs have come apart and seem to be making a decision. As
they're going to come over here and talk it over with Ennis's head coach as well.
looks like it was a penalty on the Greenville Lions behind the interception. However, the interception is going to stand, and the Lions will have first down from their own 29-yard line.
Yeah, so not as great a field position as the 45, but they was able to keep the interception, so that's great. So Greenville will be starting here at the 29-yard line, 1st and 10. 2.5 minutes to go in this first half as they're going to try to get something going here.
Yeah, and I hope to see them come out swinging, as we've got 2 receivers out to the left and seems like 1 out to the right possibly. No, we've got 2 H-backs down low for the Lions, so not sure, but I'm expecting a pass on this one, Bentley.
Yeah, I think you're probably right as he puts man in motion. Fakes the handoff to Abram, looks to his left. He's got Brand. It's a name we don't call too often in the sense of catching passes, but he catches one there for a pickup of about 3.
Yeah, possibly someone we could see run a double pass on this Greenville Lions offense, is we know he can now catch and we know he can throw.
Yeah, he's gotten a few snaps in at quarterback this season on Varsity. He was the starting quarterback on the game last year. Definitely can throw the ball a little bit. Greenville's got 3 receivers out right. Rodriguez looks to his right. It's tipped, but the pass was intended for Hale. And if it hadn't been tipped, it probably would have fallen right into his arms.
Yeah, it looked like a good pass, but looked like number 17 came up and made a big play and at least stopped the Greenville team from getting that first down, as it'll bring up 3rd and long for the Lions.
Yeah, so Rodriguez looks to the sideline, getting his play. Got a minute 58 left to work with on the clock here. 3rd and 7 for the Lions. Takes the snap, looking to his left. He's got his man. That's
Damian
Bankston for a big pickup there as they flip the field and get all the way out to about the 44.
Yeah, Damian Bankston, someone again who we don't see catch a lot of passes. However, in Poteet, he did have a play similar where he scored about a 60 or 70-yard touchdown. As the Greenville team is ready to keep making this drive go.
Rodriguez drops back. He's under a lot of pressure. He rolls out to his right, gets him a little bit of space, keeps it himself, runs up to about the 36 or so before being taken down.
Yeah, just forced out by number 44, the big man, Cash Hendricks, on the defense, as he almost hit him, but he stopped himself just before he hit Rodriguez a little late on the sideline. And that'll bring up 2nd down and short for this Greenville team.
And it's a 2nd and 2 here, minute 28 left on the clock. 3 receivers out left. Rodriguez takes the snap, looking to his left. And he's got Hale, but it's a little high as it bounces off Hale's hands, so that'll bring up 3rd and 2 here.
Yeah, it looked like a good one from Rodriguez, and just through the hands of Hale as Renner comes on and Abrams comes off. And we know Renner can catch. We've seen him do it before, so can only expect possibly a wheel route from Renner here, as we've got 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right as well.
Rodriguez takes the snap, looking to his left, and he throws to Bankston, but it's a little high, as that's going to be incomplete. So bring up 4th and 2 here for the Lions. With a minute 22 left in this first half.
It seemed like Renner did kind of fake his block and go out for a pass, but just wasn't seen by Rodriguez in time where he saw Bankston in a free space. As you mentioned, it's 4th and 2 and a play the Lions desperately need to make.
Yeah, so we see Ethan Brandon at H-back as well as Bankston on the line. So he puts a man in motion, hands it off to Renner, and Renner is tackled for a loss. So that'll be a turnover on down here for the Greenville Lions. As that's a little bit of a gut punch there as they got something going and then lost all the momentum just like that.
Yeah, and that one looked to be just another busted play from the Greenville Lions, as we've seen a few times this game, sadly, as Rodriguez had the ball on the wrong side and then flipped it back over to Renner on the other side in order to at least get him the ball to make a chance at that first down, as Ennis Lions bring their team on the field to possibly just draw this one out to halftime.
Matthew thinks they're going to air it out as he rolls to his left, and he airs it out, but it's a little high and going to be incomplete.
Yeah, not very far before he got blew up by number 33, Cody Waldrop. As you know, we can only expect that to happen again from the Ennis team as they roll around with 2nd and 10.
I think they probably will too. We're looking at 2nd and 10 here for Ennis as Matthew thinks Harris is going to throw a deep ball again, and I think he may be right. As he drops back, he's looking deep. He throws it over the edge, and it's almost picked off by Dumas as he's visibly frustrated, understandably so. But incomplete, as that'll be 3rd and 10 here for the Ennis Lions.
Yeah, it seemed like Ennis went for that screen pass, and quarterback just could not connect to him as it was bounced off of his hands. And as you mentioned, Dumas almost had that interception to give the Greenville team another glimpse of hope.
Yeah, so Harris takes the snap. He pitches it to Varsity as Varsity picks up about 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th and, we'll call it 7 for Ennis.
Yeah, and it seems like Greenville has called a timeout, or possibly Ennis. One of the teams has called a timeout in order to keep this clock from rolling, as both teams seem to want to score before halftime.
Yeah, so we're looking at 58 seconds left here on the clock. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be back after this word from
Conserving
GEUS.
energy is important to us here at GEUS. We even pay rebates when you buy energy-efficient appliances. Your conservation helps all GEUS customers. In the future, we will need to build new electric generators, and this can be expensive. And with our population growing, we will need that power. That's why we give rebates for Energy Star appliances. So think about replacing your bulbs with super efficient LED bulbs or adding insulation to your attic. Together, we can help all GEUS customers by doing our part. Check out our rebates online, and remember, GEUS is always ready to serve and assist you in any way we can.
And welcome back here to Lion Memorial Stadium here in Ennis, Texas. As the Ennis Lions are rolling their offense out here again on 4th and 8 with 58 seconds left to go in this first half, as it looks like they're going to punt the ball. As my eyes may be deceiving me, but I believe that is number 0, Grayson Harris, out there to punt as well. So Harris does it all. We are quickly learning here. He's a quarterback. He's a holder. He's a punter now. And coming into this game, he's leading their team in most average receiving yards on the season. So definitely a little bit different here. But looks like maybe Greenville took a timeout to talk it over. It was Ennis. Okay, excuse me. Sorry. Ennis took a timeout to talk it over, as maybe they're wanting to figure out which leg he's going to punt it with or something. I don't know. But they're going to talk it over to figure something out here.
Yeah, this gives Greenville team another few seconds to talk it over, what their plans may be after they receive this ball, if that's even what's going to happen after this timeout, as who's to say with this Ennis team and how they've been playing this game.
Well, and seeing Harris out there, maybe he isn't much of a punter, but maybe they're going to run some kind of fake like you're kind of hinting at, and who knows, we'll see. But it'll be interesting, no doubt.
Well, I don't see Varsity on the field, so it seems to be a good sign for us that he's not going to get the ball.
Yeah, because they definitely like to give it to him. I believe that's number 2, Caleb Hale, standing at Greenville's 30, as it's a low kick, kind of a bullet of a kick, as that's going to bounce all the way back to Greenville's 9-yard line before being down by number 12, Highland Johnson. So that couldn't have taken a better series of bounces for Ennis. So we're looking at 1st and 10 for the Lions from their own 9.
They must have known what they were doing with that one, because that was not a beautiful kick, but a beautiful play is what I would call that one. As got it down inside the 10, and that gives a long field for the Greenville Lions to make a play here before halftime.
Well, I got to say, I've seen kickoffs be like moments like that, but I haven't really ever seen punts like that. Typically, they're either high arcing and go a long way, or they arc super high and go about 10 yards.
Yeah, it was a strange one for sure, but whatever works, I guess, as the Lions have 3 to the left and Renner to the right.
Rodriguez looks to his left. He's got a little bit of pressure. He gets out. He's got some room, and he falls down at about the 10. We'll see exactly where they spot the ball here. They are going to spot it, it looks like. They're going to leave it, it looks like, at the 9. So it'll be 2nd and 10 here for the Lions. Did go down inbounds, so that keeps the clock moving, as there's less than 20 seconds left here in this first half.
Yeah, and that may have been the play call from the coaches there, is to just kind of run around for a little bit and get down and be safe, as we've got enough time on the clock to take it straight to halftime, so I'm assuming that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think you're right. No need to run a play here at all, as that is going to take us to halftime. So the halftime score is Ennis Lions 24, Greenville Lions 0. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be back with the Lion Pride Band here, and then after that, a word from David Claiborne.
Ladies and gentlemen, Greenville High School proud to present the oldest joke in the world, the Flaming Flashes. The Flaming Flashes are the filled by our 2024-2025 dance officers from left to right. Major Abigail Sala. Major Adriana Rios. Major Lieutenant Colonel E.J. Mathis. Colonel Jillian Sherrill. Lieutenant Colonel Brisa Gutierrez. Major Freda Castaneda. Major Sophia Duran. Social officers for Flaming Flashes are Chelsea Ariola, Veronica Ibarra, Brianna Jimenez, Allison Nicholas, and Lee Miranda Najera. Flashes Week are Tatum London and Riley Manjames. The Flash will now perform a Palm to Sucker. The Flash would like to dedicate this performance to their GEUS staff members with Ms. Figueroa. Ladies and gentlemen, the Flaming Flashes. The Flashes in the direction of Anna Strickland and Letitia Bear. Now performing the Greenville High School's award-winning Lion Pride Band. The Lion Pride Band is in its 94th year and is under the direction of Head Director Dr. Matt Holmby, Assistant Director Luke Daly, and Production Director John Grant. Color guard instruction by A.J. Plant and drill design by Stephen Cross. Drum majors are Ian Escobar, Angelico Garcia, and Mariana Ochoa. The Lion Pride Band is proudly sponsored by Alliance Bank, Bottle Cap Alley, Fuller's Nursery, Greenville Masonite, and 11th Memory of Carlos Conover McDonald, Rafa Clinic, Sledge Club and Phone Supply, Sunshine Window Tint, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, The Texan Theater, UAW Local 967 Greenville, Texas, and UFS Signature Landscape. Our section of league is the Mellophone. Please enjoy this year's Lion Pride marching production, Full Throttle.
And welcome back, folks, as we are here with David Claiborne. We're going to get ready to talk some stats here in just 1 second after that amazing performance by our Lion Pride band, as they were sporting some new uniforms tonight. I don't know if those are a permanent thing or just a temporary thing for tonight, but they definitely looked sharp. So, David, welcome to the box, and look forward to talking some stats with you. What do you have for us to get started?
Well, this is a battle of the Lions, so one Lion team has more stats than the other Lion team. I was joking with somebody on the elevator. I said, I guarantee the Lions are going to win tonight. She was from Ennis and said, yeah, they are. And I said, well, don't you know both teams are Lions? She didn't realize that. But, yeah, Greenville and Ennis, they played before. It's always an interesting game, and this one is too. Ennis has some athletes, and they're telling me that Grayson Harris, he's lining up at quarterback, is going to Oklahoma.
Really?
He's a signee and may be reporting next for the spring.
Wow.
But I'm very impressed with him. He has 118 yards rushing on 12 carries. He's passing wise. He's 5 of 11 for 69 yards and a touchdown. They also that Jamarcus Varsity, he's got 115 yards rushing on 6 carries. Ennis in the first half they ran for 258 yards in the course of 69 yards passing. They got 327 yards total offense. I think Ennis has kind of struggled, and they're trying to regain some footing here. In the stretch run for maybe bid for a playoff spot. Greenville Lions, it's nice to see Phoenix Rodriguez back there at quarterback. I wasn't sure we were going to see him this early after his return from the injury, but I have him 7 of 17 passing for 72 yards. Not bad. There were a couple of picks, several drop passes, but he's been on the money on most of the time. You can tell that he's not been in the mix for a while. It looked like the timing was off on a couple of plays, but he's throwing the ball pretty well. He's been spreading it out. You got Aiden Lewis. He's got 3 catches for 32. Aiden's made some plays on defense. He's become a two-way player for the Lions. I got Caleb Hale with a 1 reception for 10 yards. Jaden Johnson 1 for 3. Ethan Brand, he played some quarterback now. They lined him at receiver. He had a catch for 3 yards. And then Damian Bankston had a catch for 24 yards. He was running there after the football. He looked pretty good. Maybe they'll try to throw it to him some more.
Yeah, he definitely did. Bankston's one of those interesting players. They don't throw him the ball that often, but when he does, he gets it in his limited catches. He's very, very effective, I would say.
He looks pretty strong to me running the ball. I'd like to see him get the ball more and just see what he can do. I don't know if you noticed, Ennis has a guy, Kingston Parker, in the goal line package. They line him up back there, 6'3", 263. I think he's more than 263.
I think you may be. He's a big boy.
He's a big guy, and, he ran for that one. He got a first down, went 3 yards on 1 carry, and then ran for that touchdown. I was wanting to see if the Lions could tackle him. He ran untouched through the end zone on that one. But that's the biggest difference has been the running game, because Greenville's actually outgained them 72-69 in passing yards, but 258 to just 42. Lions running game. Phoenix is the leading rusher, 22 yards on 4 carries. As he's going down carefully, he makes sure he doesn't get hurt again doing that hook slide, which I like to see that. Tobias Abram, I always like when he comes in. He kind of gives them a little spark. He's got 17 yards on 3 carries. The guy that hasn't been producing like he has in the past, Daniel Renner, he just got -2 yards on 4 carries. I'd like to see him get some more carries. He's got some speed, but he plays a lot. He's a vital part of the defense in the secondary, so I'm sure they try to get him some rest and some plays off. But when he's in the open field, he can be dangerous with that speed he's got.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And you're probably right. They're probably trying to give him a little bit of a break, especially with the injury to Reagan Goggins and having to rely on Renner more in that secondary. They're probably wanting to let him rest his legs a little on offense, but he's definitely effective.
What I've noticed is that that break, that open date we talked about at the last broadcast, came at a good time for this football team. They were beat up, and they needed to get some guys back, and it looks like there's a couple guys back. I see Caleb Yost is back, and Phoenix is back, and hopefully they can get back healthy again and see they can't play a little better football the last remaining games in the district play. It'd be nice for them to get back home again too.
Yeah, I definitely agree. That's something that I was talking to Archer on the way over here. I said, and Matthew too. I said, looking at this team, Ennis has been running their offense through the passing game. You got to shut down the passing game if you want a chance, and they've done a pretty good job of slowing it down at least. Because they're averaging, I think I said, like a little over 200 yards a game through the air, and they've held them to 60 so far. So definitely, Greenville's done some good stuff so far in this game, but going to have to improve a lot in the second half.
I was asking people, does Grayson Harris run track, and they said yes, he does.
It makes sense.
I would like to see those two zeros line up on the track and run against each other. That would be interesting. Daniel against Grayson, because both those guys run pretty well.
They definitely do.
Ennis, through the years, they've had some speed, and of course, Greenville Lions, we know about their speed.
Yeah, we definitely do. And it's interesting because coming into this game, I was looking, and Xander Hinton was their leading passer, while Grayson Harris was actually their leading receiver in yards per game. But we haven't seen Hinton at all, and we've seen Harris throw the ball a lot.
I think maybe Hinton may be hurt.
Okay, I saw him down there in his uniform earlier, but I didn't know.
One of the guys from Ennis was noticing that he was suited up, but was talking about, he's not playing right now. I know this time of year, especially if you hadn't had an open date yet, some teams Ennis did have an open date, but it's a long season, and a quarterback can be a rough position to play because you get hit a lot right after you throw the football, and you get hit on the option, and it's hard to stay healthy at quarterback.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Not an easy position at all. So, but yeah, what do you think the Lions need to look at tightening up the most to start us off in the second half?
Just to me, goes something we've talked about before. They just got to tackle better. They're getting position to make some plays, and just don't. The first guy doesn't make the hit, and then the guy gets in the secondary, and then look out. They just got to tackle better, and try to throw the ball. The running game hadn't been very effective, so I would throw the ball with Phoenix quite a bit the second half. Let's just see what he can do, and they got some receivers that are capable, and but the running game does help you pass the game. And when you don't have much of a running game, they can bring the safeties and everybody in tighter on your receivers. So, I expect them to pass quite a bit the second half.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And it'll be interesting to see if they're able to get something going with the passing game, because that could definitely change this ball game real quick.
But if I'm in this, I work the clock a lot. You're up 24 points. Every time you throw an incompletion, you stop the clock. I would think that they would throw the ball less, run the ball more. And I think it'd be the opposite for Greenville: throw the ball more, run the ball less.
Yeah, well, and like you talked earlier, Greenville's had a little bit of a hard time stopping the run, so it makes sense for Ennis to run the ball anyway. So.
It's always interesting coming out here to Ennis, and I guess you see the banners there on the field with all the state championships they've won.
Yeah, 5-time state champion. So the last one was 10 years ago, but this team that Greenville's playing tonight, the Ennis Lions, they definitely look a lot better than their 1-4 record show.
But you got to imagine, the last one was 2014, and then there was one 2000. They're probably related to somebody that was on some of those state championship teams. Maybe an uncle, maybe a father, maybe a brother. We've seen this all throughout Texas, a tradition. These teams, South Lake Carroll, some of those, Aledo, once they get it rolling, boy, they just can't hardly be stopped, and the tradition just continues. They're telling me Ennis is kind of rebuilding right now, but I can remember Ennis was good when I was in high school.
Yeah, and Ennis was really, really good my freshman and sophomore year, and then quickly after that we quit playing them all the time in district play, but that was just a short 3-4 years ago.
Well,
So.
I just remember every time Greenville and Ennis play in district or playoffs, it's a dogfight. And I can remember, I think one year Ennis was 10-0, and Greenville knocked them off, and I think it was by district around the playoffs. But Ennis usually sees the best from Greenville Lions, and if you're going to drive this far, you might as well play well anyway.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So, well, Mr. Claiborne, I really appreciate you. Do you have anything else for us?
I hope the Lions stay healthy the second half, and maybe they do like they did against Poteet and play much better the second half and have something to build on for the next game.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Well, Mr. Claiborne, I appreciate you coming out and talking to us, and we look forward to having you next week. And welcome back here to Lion Memorial Stadium as we are getting ready here for the second half of this Lion versus Lion battle. After seeing both bands perform and getting to talk some stats with David Claiborne, we see Greenville take off onto the field through their big, after we saw Ennis do the same. So we see Ennis's band. Both teams. 12 minutes left. 12 minutes on this clock here to start us off. And Greenville will be returning the ball, or will be receiving the ball. What are you hoping to see the Lions do a little bit better?
I'm hoping to see the Lions come out just like they almost had. Last drive they had was full force, coming hot, throwing balls, and running well. And I think that's something we've shown we can do, and we've done it and done it again, but we just need to put all the pieces together at once and get a touchdown drive to start the second half.
Yeah, I definitely think you're right. And talking to David, I think he was right too. The Greenville Lions need to come out and throw the ball and try to get something going through the air, because they've got to get some points, and they got to get some points quick, because they got to put some pressure back on this offense. All right, and we're good. Okay, we had a little bit of technical difficulties with my mic, so sorry about that, but we are back and we're good as Jax Bishop gets ready to kick us off here and start this second half with the Battle of the Lions. Kick is up. It's a little bit of a whistle. It's going to go into the end zone and bring it out to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and I'm ready for the second half. David Claiborne's stats got me excited, and I can't wait to see what the Greenville Lions will do to come out and be proud of something tonight.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I knew that Ennis had accumulated a lot of offense, but I hadn't really looked at or thought about, I guess you could say, how the breakdown had been. But they really had run the ball a lot and hadn't thrown it that many times. So Greenville had done a pretty good job, like we said earlier, of shutting them down on the offense, or on the passing side of it. So we see Greenville starting at their own 25 as Rodriguez hands the ball off to Abram. And Abram's got a lot of room as he gets out to about the 40, the other 40. He's down to the 30 before being forced out of bounds. And that looked like a horse collar, and there is the flag. So I believe they're probably going to tack another, 15 onto that?
I believe you're right, Bentley, and what a play to start this drive for the Greenville Lions is you get a big play plus the bonus penalty, and, that's going to put us inside the 15-yard line and big high chance of scoring a touchdown here to get this game going.
Yeah, I'll definitely take it. You don't ever want to see anybody get tackled like that because it could cause an injury, but we'll take extra yardage any way we can get it. So that's a big play there by Abram as it flipped the field, and Greenville is looking at a 1st and 10 from Ennis's 14-yard line. So best positioning they've had on the field thus far.
Yeah, we've got 3 receivers out to the left with 1 running back in the backfield.
Phoenix drops back. He finds Bankston across the middle, and Bankston is tackled at what looked to be about the 12 or 13-yard line there for a pickup. They're going to call it 13 for a pickup of 1. So bring up 2nd and 9 here for the Greenville Lions.
Yeah, and the way Bankston's hands landed, it kind of looked like he dropped that ball, like he got hit in the hand and luckily got right back on top of it, because that would have been a killer to this amazing start.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking the same thing, and I kind of heard you gasp a little, and I was kind of worried there for a second, but luckily he was able to hold on to it. So 2nd and 9 here for Greenville as he puts Hale in motion, hands off to Abram. Abram gets around the edge. He's got 1 man to beat, and that was number 3, Caden Griffin, who forced Abram out of bounds at what looked to be about the 9, so about a 4-yard gain there.
Yeah, and that's that same run play we've hit a few times this game that's been working for our team quite a bit this game. You would have liked to see number 2, Caleb Hale, drop back and give a block for Abrams there, but Abrams took it himself and picked up a nice gain. That'll bring up 3rd and 5 with 3 receivers to the right, and it seems Bankston and Abrams in the backfield.
Yeah, so Bankston at H-back, Abrams at running back, and then we got Hale and Lewis out to the right with Brandon motion. And looks like they're going to call a timeout for Greenville as they're going to talk it over and figure out what they want to do here on 3rd and 5. And hopefully be able to get something going and punch the ball into the end zone here. Greenville's run about 57 seconds off the clock here. And kind of talking things over a little bit. And we're going to take a break here, and we'll be back after this word from GEUS.
I own an electric company. I own a power plant.
I own an internet provider.
Because I'm the owner, real people answer my calls.
Since I'm the owner, I can walk right in and talk to people face to face.
As an owner, a technician comes to my house to make sure my internet problem is fixed right.
At GEUS, we treat you like you own the place, because you do.
And here we are back again at Lyon Memorial Stadium. Brandon in motion as he moves from the far right side to be in tight. Looks like a free play here as it looked like Ennis jumped off sides, and there wasn't anybody in the realm of that ball, but it looks like that's going to be probably offsides on Ennis.
Yeah, and good heads-up play for the Lions. They were expecting that one. Well, Greenville Lions were expecting that one. And Caleb Hill knew what to do and made his run for the ball, but just wasn't able to connect, as we will pick up that extra 5 yards and, I believe, first down inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, so we're looking at first and goal here for the Lions from the Ennis 4-yard line. So definitely a good position here. They've got 4 downs basically to move the ball 4 yards, so should be doable. 3 receivers out right, jumps off sides again. Looks like probably going to be half the distance to the goal line. So, unless it may have been, I think it was offsides on Ennis. Could have possibly been a false start.
And it looks like it's encroachment on Ennis, so it will probably be half the distance to the goal line, as the Lions will then start from the 2.5, it seems.
Yeah, so we're looking at first and goal now from, they're going to call it the 2, it looks like, or maybe 2.5. I can't quite see that far down there. But looking over to the sideline as they're getting ready to go. Again, same play, 3 receivers out right. Brand comes in motion. Rodriguez takes the snap, rolls to his left, pitches it to Abram. It's dropped. Abram gets on it. That's going to be enough to drive him back to about the 13-yard line. So about an 11-yard loss on that play.
Yeah, big killer there for that drive that was moving well down the field. A few big plays, few big penalties, put them right down in where they wanted to be, and then just a blown play right there. So hopefully we'll be able to clean that one up and finish this drive off how it should have.
Yeah, so, back to the 10. So second and goal from the 10 here for the Lions. As Braid comes in motion again. Takes the snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson gets around the edge a little bit, picks up what looks to be about a gain of, I don't know, maybe 4, maybe 5 on the play.
Yeah, and they just seem to get further and further away from me, so I can't really tell you who made that tackle, but it was a few of the guys on the Ennis defense. As it'll bring up 3rd and 6 for the Greenville Lions. With the same kind of formation, 3 receivers out to the right. H-back is Damian on the left, as well as Jaden Johnson in the backfield.
Yeah, so we're looking at 3rd and a little bit pretty decent here. As looks like they may be running the same exact play again. Same guy in motion. And this time it's a pass. He's looking to his right. It's thrown up, and it's caught by Aiden Lewis. So that's a Greenville Lions touchdown here, as it's going to bring the score Ennis 24, Greenville 6, as we're going to see, I believe, Joshua Rojas come on for the extra point here.
Yeah, and what a play by Aiden Lewis again, making a great jump ball catch, as he's done previously in this game, as it seems like the offense is actually staying on the field currently, as Rojas is trotting his way down towards the 40-yard line, ready to kick the kickoff later.
Well, I can definitely understand that too, as they need quite a few points, and if they can punch it in here too, they'll only be down 16 instead of 17, so definitely understandable. Puts Hale in motion, fakes the handoff, he looks, he's got Hale open, and that's going to be an easy 2-point conversion there, as there was nobody within probably 10 yards of Hale. And that's going to bring the score Ennis 24, Greenville 8, as things are looking a little bit different here for the Greenville Lions.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the Lions needed right there. Great plays. One busted play, but they made up for it in the end, and a great play call on that 2-point conversion as Caleb Hale was wide open. It seemed like his man just completely got tripped up by that play, and he had no questions about catching that ball.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and that was a huge drive for the Lions and a great play to start it off by Abram, and able to get something really good going there for sure.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see, I know it's not necessarily the time for it, but Josh Rojas' last kick was only about 20 yards, and I'm curious to see if maybe we're going to see some trickery, maybe another short kick, or maybe even an onside kick, as we do need a lot of points, and while we've got the momentum, we might as well.
Yeah, it'd definitely be interesting to see what the Lions draw up here, as Greenville's the first team to break their huddle and come out onto the field.
Looks like Rojas is setting his ball on his right side of the field, as he's going to go to the huddle and break them up. And as per usual, he'll have the same 6 to the left and 4 to the right. As last time we saw, he kicked this to the short side of the field, and it kind of looks like he's lining up for a middle.
Yeah, so we'll see here as Ennis has number 5, Wendarius Jones, and number 9, Marquez Farsi back deep, as it's going to be a short kick, and fair caught at the 45 by number 20, Desmond Johnson.
Yeah, strange kick there from the Greenville Lions, because that gives them great field position to start for Ennis. Maybe he wanted more height on it and give him a better chance of getting that one, but the fair catch call was easy for them, and there's no touching him after that.
Yeah, definitely interesting, that's for sure. So Ennis will be starting at their own 45-yard line here, as we see the offense led by Harris coming out onto the field. Puts Farsi into motion, hands it off to Farsi. Farsi is stopped for a loss by Greenville.
Yeah, and it seems like this momentum from the offense is carrying right to the defense, as they pick up a big play right there to force a second down and very long.
And that was number 18, Jamarion Hamilton, there on the tackle. So it'll bring up 2nd and 12 here for Ennis, as Harris takes the snap, hands it off to Farsi. Farsi almost finds a little bit of a hole, but his big pile here is, like Archer mentioned earlier, the refs are a little slow to blow that whistle when it comes to a big pile up like that.
Yeah, but we see Farsi with his speed getting caught up right in the middle once again, and one more stop and these Lions might force a punt and have that ball again ready to score.
Yeah, so Greenville's got Ennis set up here with a 3rd and 6 with a little over 8 minutes left in this third quarter. Harris drops back. He's got his man. And that was number 32, Aiden Jones, or tight end, who was able to pick up the first down there.
Yeah, and it looked like he picked up that one by a few inches, as that will force a first down and give the Ennis team 4 more downs to play with.
So Ennis is looking at 1st and 10 here. Harris standing on his 50, fakes the throw to his left. His man gets a little bit deeper. He throws it down and overthrows McGowan.
Yeah, and that was a busted coverage, it seemed, by number 4 and number 1, Dumas and Lewis, as I don't think either of them knew whose guy that was, but they both started chasing after him at the same time, and luckily he was overthrown by the quarterback, number 0.
Yeah, and McGowan's a pretty big target, standing at 6 foot 173, but not quite big enough, as Harris overthrew him by about 4 or 5 yards there. Harris takes the snap, fakes the handoff to his running back, and he's going to run it himself and get over to the edge, as there's not anybody between him and the end zone here, as he's going to trot in for a 45-yard touchdown run and an Ennis touchdown here. As once he got over to the visitor sideline, it was just him and green grass.
Yeah, and he was expecting that one. He was ready, and he had his cameraman in the right position, because he was posing for the camera as he waltzed into the end zone as Jax Bishop comes out for the extra point after.
So the snap is up, good hold. Bishop's kick is up, and it's good. So that's going to bring the score Ennis 31, Greenville 8, after a turn of events there. So we see the Ennis Spirit guys run the field again. They're kind of leaving the little man behind, but he'll catch up eventually.
If I were him, I would have gone off at half.
Yeah. He's really running his heart out there, but they're asking him to run about 120 yards, and the kid looks like he can't be much older than about 8 or 9 years old, if that. So that's a long way to go. I don't think I would even give him 8. I think you're probably right.
Well, we see both Lions teams hop out onto the field as, it's 31-8. I would expect the Ennis team to kick a deep kick as they're probably not ready in trying to give up field position to the Greenville Lions. But you never know with this kicker. He's kicked all types of kicks this game, so we'll just have to wait and see.
He definitely has, and he definitely will. So they're getting set up here. Greenville sends back, I believe that's number 2, Caleb Hale, as well as number 10, Bryson Sanders, back deep for the Lions. Bishop's kick is up, and it is a deep kick. And that's going to go into the end zone here. So that'll come out to the Lions' 25-yard line and give them some good field position here to get started.
Yeah, and if I'm Greenville, I'm ready. I'm ready for another drive as the same one started. I'd hope to see a few more big plays and knock this lead off one knock by one knock and keep going.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And they be interesting to see if they hand it off to Abram again early here or what exactly they do, because that's what they did on that last drive, and it worked to perfection. Now we did see him ultimately pull Abram a little bit later and put Jaden Johnson in for a few drives. So sure, it's just something of giving a little bit of a breather as we do see him come back out here.
Yeah, and you may see a little bit of trickery at this point, trying to make a big play like we've seen other teams do to Greenville, as we've got our 3 receivers out to the right and 1 to the left.
Rodriguez takes the snap. He's looking to his right. He overthrows Hale, and that's nearly picked off, but thankfully fell just a little bit too far of the fingertips of, I believe that was Lamarion McGowan.
Yeah, and it seemed like David Claiborne mentioned, after being out a few weeks, he may be a little off target here and there, but he seems to be making the right reads and just has to make the connections next.
Yeah, you're definitely right. And seeing his game time decision, I'm sure he practiced this week, but probably wasn't practicing as much this week as he has in weeks past. So Rodriguez gets Abram over to his left side, takes the snap, drops back. He's looking to his left. He throws it up high for Lewis. Lewis goes up and gets it looks like, as that's going to be a Lions catch here, and going to be a pickup of about, we'll call it a pickup of 8. So bring up pickup of 7. So bring up 3rd and 3 here for the Lions.
Yeah, and Lewis just keeps going up and grabbing these ones when I'm kind of not expecting him to even be able to reach that high. He just gets it and gets it again.
Yeah, and he's doing good at it. We see 2 receivers split out to the left. Greg Washington in at H-back. And then a receiver out right. We see him bring Hale in motion. Rodriguez takes the snap. He looks to his left. He's got Johnson. Johnson makes the catch and gets all the way up to about the 40 before dancing out of bounds. So that'll bring up a Lions first down here.
Yeah, and he was just barely dragged out of bounds by Cash Hendricks, the big-time playmaker on the Ennis defense. One of the guys with an interception on this team this game, but wasn't quite able to make the biggest play that he wanted on that one as we pick up the first down.
Yeah, so 1st and 10 here for the Lions from their own 40. 2 receivers out left. Rodriguez takes the snap, looking to his left. He's got some time, and he throws it right into the hands of Cash Hendricks as Hendricks fumbles it, and it's all out, and a Lion has recovered it. We just got to wait and see which Lion recovered it, if it's Ennis or Greenville. And it is going to be Ennis after the interception and then fumble, and then Ennis was able to jump back on it. So that's not a good turn of events at all. Yeah, we can definitely see a little bit of rust here on Rodriguez, but hopefully that'll change a little bit next week, and maybe he'll come back out here and be a little bit sharper on the next drive. But it's a little bit tough when you get into a situation like that, because not only are you a little rusty and maybe making some throws you wouldn't typically, but making those throws and turning them into interceptions, that gets in your head too.
Yeah, and I mean, down 31-8, he's just trying to make a play for this team, so you're going to end up making mistakes when you're trying to make a play sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. Hands it off to his running back. That's for C, and he gets all the way out to pick up the first down there.
And for the second play in a row, an Ennis Lion was leveled by the Greenville Lions as 18, Jamorian Hamilton has just gone down, who seems to be shaken up from that hit as well.
Yeah, as he's being looked at by his teammate and now a coach. As a few other coaches start coming over, and here come the trainers. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be back after this word from GEUS.
GEUS trims trees all year long because we want first-rate electric reliability. And you know what that makes? Mulch. Lots of mulch. Mountains of mulch. And if you know someone who needs mulch, just come to 502 Wesley Street to pick it up. You'll have to load it yourself, but you can take as much as you want for free. Because it's just one more way GEUS is delivering hometown service and world-class reliability.
And welcome back here to Lion Memorial Stadium in Ennis, Texas, as we see Jamorian Hamilton. I believe he came out of the game. But I believe it was under his own powers. I didn't see anybody being helped off the field, so that's a good sign. So we see Harris tell Varsity to get behind him, and he puts his man in motion. That's McGowan. Takes a snap, hands it off to Varsity. Varsity goes to the left and breaks the tackle, and then he's going to break another tackle and just get right into the end zone there. Despite the Lions' best effort, Varsity dances in and scores another Ennis touchdown.
Yeah, and I believe that's Varsity's second or third this game, as he's just been running up and down on this Lions defense, as that'll force Jax Bishop out for, I believe, his fourth or fifth PAT this game, as he's not missed a kick thus far.
Yeah, so we'll wait and see if the kick is good. Snap is a little bit high, kick is up, and it's good. So that brings the score Ennis Lions 38, Greenville Lions 8. After that unfortunate turn of events on the interception and then all that stuff. So I guess they told the youngest guy to take a break on this drive because he's not out there. So see him standing over there drinking some water, it looks like.
Yeah, he may have been dragging the whole pack behind, and they needed him off the field.
See what Greenville can get going here, as Bishop and his kicking unit are going to come out on here and kick the ball away to Greenville. Hopefully they'll be able to get a little bit more of a sustained offensive drive.
David says after this kickoff, it should be a running clock starting now. Matthew, sorry. Been talking about David and talking to David recently. Matthew, pardon me, says that it should be a running clock after this kickoff.
It's all good. It's you get up here and you start focusing on the game and everything, and sometimes you misspeak on some things that are pretty easy. But yeah, I've been there definitely for sure. So we see Ennis once again run this very, very interesting kickoff formation out here. As Bishop's kick is up, and it's a not very tall one, but it's a pretty deep one, as it's going to bounce out of bounds at the 6-yard line, they're going to say.
Yeah, and that will cause a penalty as the ref starts walking the ball up to where it should be placed.
And we'll take that.
Anything for these Lions to start moving down the field early.
Mm-hmm.
As down 30 points, we're going to need something, and need something quick.
Yeah, so we see him place the ball at the 30-yard line as Ennis is up at the ball waiting, and Greenville's got their play after talking it over with their coaches. So the offense, led by the freshman quarterback Rodriguez, comes out on the field. 3 receivers split out right, 2 up on the line, 1 a little bit behind, in an H-back in position, followed by Rodriguez and a running back. Moves his running back over to his right side, fakes the handoff. He gives it to Hale. Hale beats his first guy. He gets all the way out to about the 35 before being pushed out of bounds. And that was Hale, who lost his helmet on the play, so he's going to come off for a drive, or excuse me, for a play.
Yeah, and that was Isaiah Jones, the junior defensive back for the Ennis Lions, who we haven't seen very much this game, as the Lions seem to have subbed an extra offensive lineman on for this player, unless I missed somebody else coming on the field.
They brought in number 81. I don't have a number 81 on my roster for the Lions, so I'm not exactly sure who that is for the Lions, but we'll definitely see as they go ahead and put him in motion too. Rodriguez takes the snap, rolls to his right. He's got the ball to number 81. 81 dances there and gets all the way down to about the Ennis 49-yard line. And I apologize for not having him on my roster, but I don't, so I don't have a name for you on that. But great play by number 81 there for Greenville.
Yeah, that's a little strange from the Greenville Lions, but, you know, big-time playmaker, I guess.
I got an updated depth chart this week, but the roster we're working off of is a couple weeks old, so it could just be somebody with a different number this week. Who knows? So bring up 1st and 10 here for the Lions as Renner runs behind a blocker. That was Brandy was running behind and picks up, it looks like, about 2 yards there. So bring up 2nd and 8 here for the Lions from their own 49-yard line.
Yeah, and it seemed like almost 81 came on for a play, made a play, and walked back off the field. So I guess a good appearance from him in this game, as, like you said, we haven't seen him at all this game, or ever.
Yeah, I think he was coming on in relief of Hale, who had to take a play off, and he did his job. They gave him the ball, he got him first down, and then they said, we're going to give Hale the ball again. So Hale in motion, actually, speaking of. Rodriguez takes a snap, looking to his right. He's got Renner. Renner catches the ball as he's moving and is able to dance past the first guy. And Ennis is pointing that he went out of bounds back at like the 43 or so, but the refs are going to say he didn't go out of bounds until the 47. So as a Greenville announcer, we'll take it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I agree with the refs. I never even saw him step out of bounds.
I didn't either. Too many players in between us and him, so we'll take it at the 47. 1st and 10 for the Lions here. Rodriguez got 2 receivers right, 1 left. Fake handoff. It's multiple switch here. He's got a man downfield, and he throws it up in the air into double coverage to Brand. But nothing there, but thankfully it was batted away as it was almost picked.
Yeah, and it looked like Rodriguez took a nice hit as well right as he threw that. So strange little play call there.
The cameraman didn't know where the ball was heading.
Yeah, and Matthew, according to him, the cameraman, did not know where the ball was, but ball wasn't caught anyway, so I guess it's okay. But unfortunately, it could have been a really, really special play there, as they had a lot going, but unfortunately nothing sticking.
Yep, so that'll leave the ball right where it was, and that'll be 2nd down and 10 on the 34-yard line as Phoenix takes the ball and throws to a Bankston who was not quite ready for that ball as it goes out of bounds for another incomplete pass to bring up 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, that ball was a little bit high there, and Bankston wasn't quite able to go up and get it. Went up, just wasn't quite able to get high enough. So 3rd and 10 for the Lions from the Ennis 34-yard line as Rodriguez is looking to his sideline, and they're trying to figure out something that they can run here to get some points on the board.
Seems like Ennis is a very heavy front, as they're probably going to blitz on this play and get at Phoenix Rodriguez here. As he's chased down, and that looks like another horse collar, I would think, but...
Yeah, and Phoenix is laying on the field, obviously not feeling too good after that play. Definitely looked like a horse collar tackle here to me. As I've mentioned before, I didn't play football in high school, so I'm not, don't know as much as some people might, but that looked like a horse collar, and Archer said so too. So Phoenix isn't looking too good on this play as the trainers are running onto the field to check on him.
I guess the only thing it could have been was that he wasn't being chased down and it wasn't grabbed from behind. I'm not really sure, but Phoenix is not loving that. But
yeah, we're going to take a break here, and we'll be back after this word from GEUS with hopefully some information.
Ever wondered why your GEUS bill seems to fluctuate unpredictably?
Why are these bills so high? Are they really reading these meters, or are we just guessing?
Well, here's the deal. Texas weather swings like a pendulum, impacting your energy costs. That thermostat works overtime, but tweaking it just 4 degrees can make a real dent in your bill. And going further by 4 degrees when you're out, even more savings. GEUS reads those meters every month. Your trust matters. GEUS, your community-owned utility provider.
And welcome back here to Ennis, Texas, as we see Phoenix Rodriguez walk off the field under his own power. However, as Archer said, appeared to be holding his arm, and he's coming off of a separated shoulder, so that's not a good sign. Not a good sign at all.
not at all. But we've got the punt team out as Rojas is back there ready, catches the ball, and makes another beautiful punt, as that'll come down right about the 15-yard line. So good play again from Rojas. That's 2 punts inside the 15 from pretty long distance. So maybe we've found a new punter in all this mess of injuries. So
yeah, Rojas may be working his way onto the everyday punter for the Lions, because he can definitely kick it good. But he's showed he can punt it too.
Yeah, and I think that's that soccer leg coming in, as I would like to say, because that's all that I had, and it seems to be the same for him.
I think you're probably right. So Ennis is going to be looking at 1st and 10 here from their own 15-yard line, as the Greenville big defensive front is going to be made up of number 66, Mekhi McEwen, number 70, Legarian Savage, as well as number 57. I don't have a number 57.
I'm also not seeing a number 57.
So flag on the play here is, it looks like it's probably a false start. It was in fact a false start, so that'll take them back 5 more yards and bring up 1st and 15 here for Ennis from the Ennis 10-yard line. A little over 3.5 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter as they snap the ball and run it to the left, as that was Harris on a keeper there.
Yeah, and it looks like the Greenville Lions are getting hit up pretty hard, as Caleb GEUS is taking a second after that hit, probably feeling it a little bit. Seems like he's struggling to walk that one off, but he will continue in the game, as that'll bring up 2nd down and 6, I believe.
Harris takes the snap, hands it off to his running back. That's Varsity, who gets all the way out to about the 35 before being wrestled down.
Yeah, and it seemed like he only got caught by Dumas because he tried to stiff arm him, and Dumas grabbed that arm and didn't let him go for a while until the other guys came and helped him out. So a pretty nice gain for the Ennis Lions, as that'll bring up 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
Yeah, so great run there by Varsity, as he's now been replaced by Wendarius Jones in the backfield. Harris takes the snap, looking to his left, drops back. He fakes the throw. Now he actually throws it, and he throws it out of bounds, as almost takes out a camera lady, who I presume works for the local newspaper.
Yeah, and that was number 8 and number 4 in coverage for the Lions. Tyler Trexel and that's Mark Dumas again. So 2 players that we've seen quite often on this defense this year, as number 57, the unknown man, is running off for the Lions, and 52 from the Lions runs onto the field, as that is Cash Garcia.
Harris takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right. He's got a lot of pressure as he makes a man miss. He's got some time now as he's dancing with Waldrop. He falls down and fumbles it, and Waldrop jumps on it along with Yost, who I think actually recovered it.
Yeah, but I kind of believe, unless any other words come in, that he may have been down by hitting the ground before he fumbled the ball.
Possibly. We'll see what the official ruling is here. Regardless, it was a big loss there, if not a fumble, and that looks like what it's going to be. What's going to be ruled as, unfortunately. But hey, it brings up what looks to be third and about 18 or so, third and 19.
I would give it a 19.
I'm going to call it third and 17, excuse me. So, good play by Lions defense there. Harris hands it off to his running back. And that's Wendarius Jones, who gets all the way into the end zone there for an Ennis Lions touchdown. So, tale of how quickly the game can change over 2 plays. As what went from a loss of 7 to then a long touchdown run.
Yeah, and David Claiborne had mentioned a track race between a few of the guys, but as he took off, Renner completely almost caught up to him as he was about 30 yards behind him. And
Bishop's kick is up, and it's good, as that's going to bring the score Ennis 45, Greenville 8. And changing the tone here a little bit for sure.
yeah, you know, Greenville Lions came out in the second half with a lot of momentum, had a big play and had a nice touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and then everything's kind of slipped since then, as we've also seen Rodriguez go down with an injury and many other things happen on the defensive side of the field.
Yeah, and we don't know the severity of that injury by any means. If seeing how the Lions are visitors tonight, it's kind of harder to see what's going on that sideline, but we'll know for sure when we see who comes out here to play quarterback. Now there is always the chance too that looking at the scoreboard, Coach Collins is kind of thinking even if Rodriguez is fine, that there's no reason to run him out here with the rest of this game going. And if that's the case, I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that either. So
yeah, we've got about 13 minutes left in this whole game, so I wouldn't bother getting Rodriguez out there, possibly half injured and only possibly getting worse. So we'll see Jax Bishop run out and take this kick, which I would only assume to be deep as the last few have been, possibly to one of our deep returners to make a big play.
So Bishop's kick is up, and it is in fact deep, as that's going to be taken by number 2, Caleb Hale. Fielded at about the 3 and is going to run it out to about the 13 or so before getting tripped up and going down. Excuse me, about 16 or 17 before being tripped up and going down.
Yeah, if he almost broke off that line, he would have had a pretty nice shot at making an even bigger play, but that'll start the Lions off from a little bit of a rough field position at the 17-yard line, and hopefully only to make a few big plays and at least bring this game a little closer.
Yeah, definitely, no doubts.
And it does look like Bryson Sanders is in for quarterback number 10, as Rodriguez will stay off the field for the probably remainder of this game.
So Sanders takes the snap, hands it off to Abram. Abram runs around the left side. He's got a little bit of room. Picks up what looks to be a gain of about 7 or so.
Yeah, not a bad first play for the Greenville Lions, as you know, they need something, as they have for a while. They need something, and they need something bad, and need something quick. So hopefully a few big plays, as they'll probably trust Bryson Sanders to come out here and throw, as he has been the last few weeks anyways.
Yeah, so Sanders and his offense looking at a 2nd and 5 situation here. Puts Hale in motion, takes the low snap, hands it off to his running back.
Yeah, and that seems to be the Lions' favorite run play right there, is the pulling the right man in motion towards the backfield and handing the ball off to Abrams there to try and make a play, which he has a few times, but I think Ennis is starting to catch on to that one.
Yeah, and that was Abrams there picking up about 3 yards to bring it up to 3rd and 2 here for the Lions, with just under a minute left in the third quarter. Sanders takes the snap, hands it off to Abram. Abram tries to get around the left side, is unable to. So tries to find a hole and picks up maybe about a yard, but he needed 2 on the play. So it's going to bring up 4th and 1 here for the Lions.
Well, and we need the points, however. I'm not sure if we take this chance or we go ahead and just punt the ball away and give our defense a chance to stop them. But it seems like after a lot of communication, offense is going to take this one.
Yeah, I think they're going to run out the time here on this clock and just go to the 4th quarter and then probably punt it away, I would imagine.
Yeah, or at least make a decision after that little break. So we'll have to see after the 4th quarter, which is right here.
We're going to take a break with them, so we'll be back after this word from GEUS. And welcome back here to Lion Memorial Stadium here in Ennis, Texas, as we are getting ready to start the 4th quarter here. It's 9:21. It's been a good night, good weather night for sure. It's definitely feeling a little chilly outside, but nothing too insane. As Archer's pulling up the temperature right now. If we can get our stuff to load in here, I was struggling with it earlier, so.
Yeah, we're pretty surrounded in this big old stadium, but it did seem to load tonight as the weather has dropped 8 degrees since the start of the game, and it is now 76 degrees outside.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It probably feels pretty dang good out there as we see Sanders and his offense staying on the field here, going for it on 4th and 1 as he hands it off to Johnson, and Johnson picks up the yardage there needed to gain, plus quite a bit. So it'll bring up 1st and 10 from, looks like the 31-yard line.
Yeah, and it seemed like number 7 on the defense, Jaquarius Malone's helmet came off, so he had to run off the field, as I believe he was the one that almost made that tackle, if not made the tackle. And, you know, expecting a pass from the Lions again here, but we've ran the ball 4 plays in a row and might do the same here.
And so Sanders takes the snap, rolls to his right. He's looking to throw it. He's going to throw it, and it's going to bounce right before it can get to Johnson. So that ball is going to be dead. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 here for the Lions, and Sanders was under quite a bit of pressure after rolling out.
Yeah, and so after that play, you know, you hope you can make a bigger one after that, because we need something. We need some points on the board, at least to make this game close.
Yeah, looking at this field position and everything right now and how many points they need to take a shot deep, I think, but we'll see if they do something like that or if they continue to run the ball and throw it over the middle here. Sanders hands it off to his running back. That's Johnson. Johnson beats several guys, breaks several tackles, and gets all the way up to about the 40 for a gain of about 9.
Yeah, and that was a tackle made by number 6, who's slow to get up on that defense. That is Jamarian Wofford, who's been making a bunch of plays this game.
And so that brings up 3rd and 1 here for the Greenville Lions, as the referees are halting play here for the injured Ennis Lion, as he's definitely, like Archer said, very shooken up on the play and walking under his own power, but I'm going to talk to a trainer and a coach here and come out of the game. He will be replaced by number 21, Brett Simmons, 5'9", 161-pound senior linebacker.
Yeah, and he looks like he can hit, so I'd be worried if I was the Greenville Lions.
Sanders takes the snap, looking at 3rd and 1 here, hands it off to his running back. And he's definitely picked up the 1st down there as he gets all the way out to about the 45. So a pickup of about 5 on the play. He only needed 1, but he got 5.
Yeah, happy to see a run on that play. As like you said, we only needed 1 yard, but I definitely, if I'm the Lions, I would like to see a pass play. I'd like to have a big play and make something happen rather than running the ball a few more times.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So Sanders talking it over with his offensive line. He's standing at the 40-yard line. Got Johnson in the backfield with him. 2 receivers split out right. Takes the snap, or he's got Hale in motion, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, throws it downfield, and that's intercepted by Ennis's DB as he's running it all the way back to the 45 to the 50. Greenville's 45, 40, 35, and forced out of bounds at about the 33. So that was number 25, Zay Jones, on the interception for Ennis.
Yeah, and I believe that's Zay's second pick of the game. He had one against Rodriguez, and then that one against Bryson Sanders, as he seemed to have a good game tonight on homecoming.
Yeah, he definitely is. He definitely is having a good game. So in that ball, he was under a little bit of pressure, and he threw it up and just didn't quite have enough underneath it, as it just fell right into Jones's hands there.
Yeah, and it looks like Ennis is putting their starters out, which is a little unconventional, as there's only 10 minutes remaining in the game and they have a nice, comfortable lead. Quarterback still in, who's happened to be committed to Oklahoma University. He committed earlier last year, as he seems to have a great game, so I don't see why Oklahoma wouldn't offer him, as he hands the ball off to number 3, I believe.
It's Caden Griffin on the handoff there. The gentleman that before the game was up for Homecoming King. He didn't win, but he was part of the court. So, yeah.
Yeah, he seemed to be runner-up, so good night for him, I guess. Obviously you want to be king, but at least he's having a good game.
And so Harris standing at his 25-yard line. 1st and 10 here for Ennis. Takes the snap, hands it off to his running back. That's Varsity. Varsity gets out to about the 13 or 14-yard line there. There are a couple flags on the play. We'll see what that's all about.
Yeah, on a play like that, you probably normally just expect a holding from the offense, as that's normally the first place to check.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards for sure. And it does look like it is going to be a holding penalty against the offense.
That'll push him 10 yards back from where it happened, and that'll bring up, I believe, replaying the first down.
Yeah, so it'll bring up 1st and 20 here from the Ennis 30-yard line, as Harris talks it over with his lineman a little bit. Broke the huddle, but wants to make sure everybody knows what the game plan is. Standing at 35, takes the snap, drop back. He's got a lot of pressure on him. He finds his man, that's Griffin. Griffin gets all the way up to the 20 before being tackled.
Yeah, and I think I've noticed a little bit from this quarterback, Grayson Harris. He kind of has a Cam Ward style of play where he seems very relaxed. Cam Ward being the Miami University quarterback. He seems very relaxed and kind of just in the motions, just handing the ball off with no problems, as it seems to be working out for him pretty well tonight.
Yeah, definitely. They got 2 receivers split out left and 2 receivers out right. As Harris standing at his 25-yard line, takes the snap, hands it off to his running back. Running back gets around the edge, breaks several tackles, and is going to dance into the end zone for Ennis touchdown. That was number 5, Windarius Jones. As that's going to bring it Ennis 51, Greenville 8, as we await the extra point here.
Yeah, and as it's happened a few times on these touchdown runs, he's broken many tackles like the other guys and just fought his way all the way to the end zone and got his 6th for the game.
Yeah, and I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that may be Windarius' 2nd touchdown of the game.
I think you're right. I think we've called his name once before in the touchdown in the end zone.
Bishop's kick is up, and it's good. It brings the score Ennis 52, Greenville 8, with a little over 8 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. As Ennis as a whole has had a really good night, but Jax Bishop, I could be wrong, but I believe he may be perfect.
Yeah, I haven't seen him miss a kick, including the 37-yard field goal he hit earlier in the game. So good night from the kicker as he's getting ready to probably kick another deep kick into the end zone, which these touchbacks are pretty nice kicks from him as well.
Yeah, so definitely a good night for the senior kicker. Stands at 5'9", 140 pounds. He's not a huge guy, but definitely has a pretty good leg on him. Both teams talking it over. Greenville's the first one to break. As they're sending, it looks like number 82, Pierre Dunn, as well as number 2, Caleb Hale back to receive the kick. I guess they decided since Bryson Sanders is taking snaps at quarterback now, they don't want him receiving the ball. And no, can't say that I blame him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well, is replacing him since he's replaced Rodriguez at the quarterback position. So maybe we'll see him attack Pierre Dunn, and maybe we'll see Pierre Dunn make a big play tonight, as we haven't seen him much this season.
Yeah, so the kick is up. It's a little bit of a popover kick. Goes to the left visitor side as it is caught and down by number 22, Damian Bankston, I believe.
Yeah, Bankston's got a lot of those easy catches right there. He knows what to do, and when he's in the right spot and nobody else is scaring him into moving around, he makes the right play and calls that fair catch.
Yeah, you're definitely right there. So bring up 1st and 10 for the Lions here from the 33-yard line with a little over 8 minutes left.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, likely we're probably going to see more rushing plays, more running the ball, getting rid of this time on the clock and saving everybody's heart and body, as the Lions seem to draw a false start there, and that'll push them back an extra 5 yards before this drive starts.
Yeah, so it'll be 1st and 15 here from the Greenville 28-yard line. So not a good start to this drive.
That penalty was called on number 77, Levi Davenport, for the false start. We don't normally get to hear the referees, but they've got a nice system where they get to tell us what happened.
Yeah, definitely appreciative for sure. So puts a man in motion. Sanders takes a snap, drops the snap, rolls to his right, now rolling to his left. He's dancing around trying to get something going, but is sacked for a loss all the way back at the 20-yard line. So you can go ahead and mark another 8 off on that, as it's going to bring up 2nd and 23 here, if my math is correct.
Yeah, and after that botched handoff, that's probably the best thing to do, is kind of just take one and at least save the ball from getting to the other team this early.
Yeah, definitely. So 2nd and, they're going to call it 19. I guess my math was incorrect. 2nd and 19 here.
Got a crowded backfield back there with Sanders, as we've got a receiver out to each side, another low snap, and the running back Abrams is grabbed right as he gets the ball and gets no gain on that play.
Yeah, so it looks like they may actually give him a yard, but he needed 19, and so they'll bring up 3rd and 18 here for Greenville.
Yeah, and at this point, like I said, we're probably running the clock a little bit, just kind of trying to keep these boys safe, but I think if we're trying to extend this drive, we're probably going to see a pass here from Bryson Sanders.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do here, because they got to pick up a lot of yardage if they want to even think about going for it on 4th down. Otherwise, they're running the ball here, and they're then probably punting it off with Rojas, because I don't think you want to give Ennis the ball this close to their own end zone again. So Sanders rolls out to his left. He's looking, he's buying him some time. He's trying to find somebody. He throws it, and it's incomplete, as there's a flag on the play, as Ethan Brand was kind of clobbered on the play there.
Yeah, and I'd like to say on this one, I'm either expecting a holding or an illegal man downfield, as on those longer throw passing plays, you know, you tend to have a guy down the field, and it seems like that's what it was, is an illegal man downfield, which I believe they are going to accept that. They're going to decline that penalty and bring up 4th down, so the Lions will probably come out here and punt this one away.
I would imagine so, looking at 4th and 18 here, as it looks like that is what they're going to do.
But one thing we get to see is Josh Rojas with plenty of room to kick this one away, as we've seen him in short downage, trying to pin it in the tight space before the end zone. So maybe we'll get to see his big leg come out and shine.
So it's a good snap. Rojas catches it, and he gets the punt up, as it takes a really good bounce for Greenville, and it's touched by an Ennis man, and Greenville dives on it there, it looks like. So Greenville recovers the ball at the Ennis 25-yard line there. So a great play by the Greenville Lions there.
Yeah, and I'd like to say once again, I think we found ourselves our new punter by the name of Joshua Rojas, because he has been punting this ball amazingly tonight, as Ennis accidentally touched that one and gave the Lions a nice glimpse of hope for the rest of this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we definitely did. And the good thing, too, is he's a junior, so he can punt and kick next year, too, hopefully.
Hopefully so.
So we see Sanders joined by an H-back and 2 running backs in the backfield. 2 wide receivers split out right. Sanders takes the snap. He hands it off to fakes the handoff to his running back, keeps it himself, and runs it up to about the 21-yard line or so for a pickup of, I don't know, we'll call it about 3, gets it out to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, and I like the attempt. However, I don't think the quarterback made necessarily the right play there by pulling that one, but maybe that was all decision from the coaches rather, as we've got 2 receivers on the line and 1 back off the line to the left.
Sanders puts a man in motion, takes the snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson picks up the 1st down there, I believe, and then back. So it'll be a 1st down here for the Lions.
Yeah, Jaden Johnson coming up with another big play to extend this drive a little longer, and Lions are moving quick. Sorry, I've got the hiccups. Lions are moving quick as they hand the ball back off to Jaden Johnson, who picks up little to no gain.
Yeah, so it looks like they're going to call it a gain of 1 for the Greenville Lions there. Or maybe a gain of about half a yard. And it's going to bring up 2nd and 9 here for Greenville.
And it seems like they're taking their time getting the play from the coaches, as Sanders tells his offensive line what to do, and back in the same formation, man in motion's 81, and there's that run play again where Jaden Johnson takes it for another about 11 yards on that one, as he'll pick up a 1st down again on the 5-yard line.
Yeah, so it's going to bring up 1st and goal here for the Lions as the ball gets all the way out to the 5 there. And definitely a little bit of a different tune here for the Greenville Lions offense.
Same formation. Sanders motions 81 again. Handed the ball off right again. And this one is in for the touchdown.
That was number 23, Jaden Johnson, in with the 5-yard touchdown run there to throw 6 more points up on the board for Greenville.
As Rojas and company trots on the field for the point after attempt to possibly make this one 52-15. And it seems like they've got some late stragglers running on and off the field, as they can't seem to figure out who's on what part of this team. And for Josh's sake, I hope they find the right guys.
Yeah, I agree, as they're now sitting at 11 men. They were sitting at 9 and then added 2 more. So snap, pretty good snap. Rojas's kick is up, and it's good. There is a flag on the play. We'll see what that's all about.
That right there was a very nice kick from Rojas. As he's starting to trot off the field with nobody else following him. And now they start to follow him off the field. So I'm assuming this is going to be a penalty on the Ennis Lions.
Yeah, hopefully.
And Josh trots back down to the other side to about the 35-yard line to meet his kickoff team as they'll get ready to kick this one off.
So while we have a second here, while we're waiting for what's going on, go ahead and give you all a little bit of an update. Kaufman and Crandall are playing right now, and the last score I have is from halftime with Crandall up 17-7 in Crandall. Midlothian Heritage beat Terrell in Terrell 21-14, and Poteet beat Corsicana in Poteet 25-13. So Poteet's sitting at 2-4, and Corsicana's sitting at 1-5 now. So a little bit of an upset there, I would say. But then again, who knows? We have not seen Corsicana yet this year, but we will still see them next week.
Yeah, and that gives Poteet 2 wins in district this season. So possibly 1 or 2 more, and they might be able to make a playoff push. After not starting the season off hot, they might have a turnaround late in the season.
Yeah, they definitely could. So we'll see what they do here. As it'd be big for them if they could get some big wins.
Yeah, and it looks like that penalty was on Ennis, and it's going to affect them on the kickoff this time as Rojas is kicking from the other side's 45-yard line. And, it's 52-15. However, there's no telling that we may see an onside kick here from the Lions.
Maybe it wouldn't be the worst thing to try in the world because I don't think we're going to see it, but if you don't recover it, Ennis is going to get the ball probably about their own 35-yard line. So if he kicks it straight on here, it's probably going to go into the end zone.
I'd like to see a field goal from here.
So he does kick it out of the back of the end zone. He can bring the ball out to Ennis's 25-yard line here for them as they're getting started. Talking it over with their coaches on the sideline, figuring out what the course of action is here. I imagine we're just going to see a bunch of run plays, but you can't ever rule out everything, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it looks like Zero is finally relieved of his duties at quarterback, as it seems like number 14 is going to be taking over the duties at quarterback, which is
not on the roster.
Not on the roster. Seems to be a common occurrence tonight for both teams.
So 14 takes the snap, drops back, looks to his left. He's got his man. That's number 2. 2 gets all the way out to about the 45-yard line. So good catch there by McGowan. I would imagine that 14 got in the game and wanted to prove that he could throw the ball. So,
yeah, I mean, he probably knows that Zero is being scouted by a few teams and wants to make his mark on this game as well.
So we see number 2, Lamarion McGowan, come out of the game as 14 takes the snap, hands it off to his running back. That's number 20, Desmond Johnson, who gets out to about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, and I think that may have been the last time we'll see McGowan in this game as well, as it's starting to come towards a close, and he's been a key player in this game that I'm sure Ennis would like to see in their future games as well.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right. So 14 standing at the 48-yard line, gets ready to take the snap here. On the home side hash, takes the snap, hands it off to his running back. That's Desmond. Desmond gets up to the 40 or so.
Thought the ball had gone loose, however, my eyes were deceiving me as there's a crack in my way in the window in front of me. So that'll carry on to be 2nd down and 7, I believe, for the Ennis Lions with 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, as I believe the Greenville Lions have an injured player, Caleb GEUS, once again, which is causing an injury timeout.
Yeah, so GEUS kind of goes off the field pretty much under his own power, but doesn't look too great as he does. He's going to be replaced by number 32, who, again, fitting the theme, is not on this roster. So we'll see what happens there. And we'll see what they may try to do, if they may try to run a play right at number 32 or what.
Normally that's kind of the way people attack that is they see the new guy and want to hit him.
Yes, 14 takes a snap, hands it off to number 3. That's Griffin. Griffin gets around to the 31-yard line there for a big pickup. And it is enough to move the chains, as we are sitting at right at 2 minutes here left in this game.
Yeah, and the way Ennis is celebrating, I think this might just be able to draw them out to the end of the game here.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, as they've got a new set of downs and they got a lot of time, not much time to run out. So it's probably what we're going to see here. 14 talking it over with his running back. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, pitches it to number 88. That was Ray. Not quite sure how to pronounce that last name. Maybe Jaron.
And with that incomplete pass, it is going to stop the clock. So there will still be 1 minute and 32 seconds left, but if they can pick up another first down, that will draw it to the end of the game.
14 takes the snap, hands it off to his running back. That's number 20, as there's multiple flags on the play. As Desmond Johnson is finally taken down. We'll see what those flags are.
Expecting some more holding calls right here, as it seems like both Lions are just kind of trying to get off this field tonight.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there. And you are right, it is a holding call on the Ennis Lions. That'll back them up. Bring up, what was that, about 2nd and 20 here. Got a long way to go.
It does look like we have a running clock here.
14 takes a snap, rolls to his left, he throws the ball, and that pass is complete to number 12, Kylan Johnson. And that'll bring us to under 1 minute left in the game here. We didn't pick up the first down there, so it'll bring up 3rd and about 6 or 7. 3rd and 6 here.
And I believe if they wanted to, they could kneel this ball and it would take us out to the end of the game with the next 2 plays. However, it seems as if they're going to run another run play. Or possibly a pass play at this point, as they've run 3 in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, so he hands it off to his running back, man in motion, and he fumbles the ball, and it looks like the ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and with that fumble going out of bounds, it is going to stop the clock once again. So on 4th down, maybe they kick the field goal at this range, give their kicker a little fun for the rest of the night. But I see no reason for going for this one on 4th down like they are going to right now.
Yeah, so 14 standing at his own 32 with an offense that's going for it here. And there's a penalty on the play, as
likely to be a false start on the offense.
Yeah, that's probably going to back him up here.
As once again, I call for possibly throwing the kicker out there for another attempt to kind of take this one out, as now it's just getting long. 4th and 10, 4th and 11.
I'd love to see what he can do. We're probably going to see a pass play here. 4th and 11, number 14. Fakes the hands it off, number 20. And 20 gets out to about the 25-yard line.
And that will be a turnover on downs, which will bring the Lions offense out with 10 seconds remaining to likely kneel this one out and take these teams off this field tonight.
Yep. So Greenville is going to get the ball here at their 26-yard line after that little bit of a weird turn of events there. Could have ended the game there by kneeling it out, chose to run it, fumbles it out of bounds, stops the clock, all that sort of thing.
And it doesn't seem like the Lions are in a kneeling formation. So maybe they're trying to take a shot back at him for that drive right there.
Maybe. Sanders takes the snap, hands it off to his running back. That's Abram, I believe. And Abram isn't going to pick up any yardage there. But he stayed in bounds, so that's going to bring us to the end of the game here. As the final score is Ennis 52, Greenville 15. And that was definitely quite the game. As the Lions are going to fall to 0-6 on the season. And a little bit of a rough one, without a doubt.
Yeah, and that'll bring the Ennis Lions to 2-4 on the season, with I believe both of their wins coming in the district area. So
I believe you're right.
Not bad for that team right there.
So we appreciate y'all tuning in to tonight's game. Once again, we appreciate y'all listening on GEUS or watching on YouTube and everything as we brought this game to you from Ennis, Texas. We will be back home next week as the Lions will be taking on Corsicana. Game will be starting at 7 o'clock. We'll be going live at 6:45 with a little bit of a pregame show like always. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Archer, do you have anything?
No, thanks for tuning in, and happy to see y'all next week as we hope to catch our first win of the season.
All right, as for I'm Bentley Love with Archer O'Neill and Matthew Middleton, we appreciate y'all listening. This is us signing off. Y'all have a good night.
This video has been brought to you by GEUS. GEUS is your community-owned provider for electric, internet, cable TV, and true local programming.